Shit, I didn't grab a drink, but I'll fix that in a bit. Yeah, but then I'm gonna sound all raspy and gross, you know? I got water from the plants, bro, but that's like all warm and gross, dude. I don't want none of that. Oh yeah, no, they can hear me. Uh-oh. All right, now I'll get shy. We gotta have a sync. We have to have a synchron. Go.
They think I'm innocent. I should be hanged for all I've done. They think I'm cool enough to be allowed to play with guns. Are you man enough? Bad enough? Are you smart enough? Fast enough? They say that I ride like the wind in a storm all winter long, and I'm there to hide. If winter is warm, turning the song.
Right, creating very high expectations with all these like crazy intros and videos and stuff.
Oh, there we go. Here we go. Let's turn on this camera. Get started. There we go. Perfect. Everything worked. It's a little blurry. I'm gonna fix that. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Hey ho, hey yo, everybody. We're good to go.
Remember the first time you showed me that video? Like we were in Norway.
Okay.
In your studio then, the one with the wallpaper that was like red and white, the one from the UKF interview.
Oh yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself like dude, this should be its own anime. And now I'm lazy and I just want to run it through Suno and extend it into a movie.
No, I made this screen today. Like I made it in Photoshop before the stream. I make all the graphics for the stream. Yeah, it's cool.
Don't scam this. That's such a scam, bro. People are tired of scams. We gotta be more direct with them.
Yeah. No, it's fun when we have a theme going. We could really, make something cool. So can you turn up your mic a little bit, or should I do it from here? Maybe.
I think you gotta do it over there.
Are you sure? Are you on full? Because I have other music stuff I have to play, so it will fuck with that if I'm turning you up here. Because you're desktop audio. So can you turn up your microphone any way there? No?
That's it.
Okay. Screw that. Okay, let me put this on. Are you a little louder now? Try talking, please.
The chat's gonna confirm.
There we go. Yeah, that sounds better. Okay,
right.
okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. We're good to go. Yeah, so today's episode, I don't know if you guys got that. It's about something else this time. Because we're getting to the bottom of these early years, early days.
We have some housekeeping though, because we talked about the Savant Complete thing on the last stream, and you're like, talk to me about it.
Oh yeah.
And
because I didn't make that compilation, so I don't really know how we should deal with that. I think we talked about it briefly a few years ago.
So when we came up with this stuff, this was pre Bandcamp subscriptions and all this other stuff, and you've always been really reluctant to do like subscription models, at least then, right? But I think moving forward, it should probably just move to that model, and then anybody who's got like Savant Complete code, we can get them that subscription, right? And just move them to that, so we don't have to manage the separate product anymore. Because like, it's not convenient on Bandcamp to have an album with 300 fucking tracks.
No, that's the problem.
It makes it almost impossible to update. Like, we actually break Bandcamp with that album. So let's figure that out before spring. I promise I'll help you work on fixing all of that.
We've been talking about creating like a section on the website where you can create a user profile, and you could either like, it's like a Patreon type thing where basically if you're subscribing to it, you can get access to things flowing in, even the new stuff coming out, you'll get that for free if you're kind of like a subscriber there, so you'll get it like as part of the whole package.
We just gotta get it done, dude.
Yeah, creating websites is not easy, so you gotta sit there and fucking do a bunch of stuff.
And there just has been a lot of other expectations lately, so that's where we are. But we'll get it fixed before the spring, fam.
Yeah. I think we are in spring. Oh,
no.
February is winter?
Yeah.
It's still winter?
Yeah, March 21st, I think, is the first day.
Okay.
The equinox.
Okay, yeah, we have some time then. Okay, so I'm gonna jump into the chat room real quick. We'll do a little chit chat before we start listening. Oh lordy lord, that's a jump scare every time.
What? Whoa!
I gotta paste the link.
That hit me late.
Oh yeah, I gotta paste the super chat link into the super chat, and then we are gonna get a live feed
into the OBS.
OBS, yes. So now we got.
So you guys went for another 4 hours last time. Today we're tracking the release of I Don't Rave Anymore. So
yeah, so in 4 hours we're gonna get the first single from Hex 3 coming out. It's midnight in Europe, and it's gonna be a little early for the US, but I'm gonna basically be closing the stream on the release. So we have 4 hours to get through this Junko hellscape of ancient Alex music, basically. But so before we start listening to stuff, the whole thing was about was supposed to be about the early days of that project, and the reason it never continued and got overtaken by other things is that in the beginning, when I started the Vinter in Hollywood project, it got attention from the radio here where I live, and it got played on the radio, and I was in radio interviews. I was invited to concerts that the radio hosted. So basically jump-started my career, and my Facebook page for that project had 600 followers, which was a big deal for me back in 2009. I had a MySpace page, it had like 1,500 people on it. It felt like it was going places, right? And I got a bunch of money from the radio play. I printed my first CD. So that was my project. That was the thing I was gonna like do forever. And then the project started out as more like French touch, French house, electro house, more edgy stuff. And then in 2010, it kind of turned into more like soft 80s pop stuff. It went from a little bit like Justice, Daft Punk into more like straight Phil Collins territory. Michael Jackson, Phil Collins, like very, very like straight in there. Yeah. You gotta wait for the new era until like a year, probably more. But anyway, so back to the thing. So hold
up 1 sec, because that was quick. You were addressing the homie with the super chat.
Yeah,
because that's a Hex song, right?
No, New Era is a Vex song, and Vex isn't coming for another year, so we're gonna have to wait with that. Actually, we haven't
really publicly just to clarify,
yeah,
because we've had some contradictions here.
No,
you are going to release Vex.
Yeah.
Next?
No, that's not a conversation for today. I'm sorry. That is a very top secret, confidential conversation. But yeah, keep a tab on that. Where it's coming. Appreciate the super chat. So back to the flow. So I did my turn into like more soft 80s stuff because I was feeling the more singing and the more bandy stuff and not so much production. So what happened was that the radio guys that were, sponsoring my existence by putting my stuff on radio and promoting me, when I gave them Ride Like the Wind, which is the song you guys just heard in the intro, when I gave them that for radio in 2010, they said like, it's not gonna fly. And I said, okay, because you have to pay to get stuff on radio. So I gave them $1,000, which is a lot for me back in 2010 or 9. And they said it's a no-go. They don't want to get it on. And then I found out the reason why they didn't want to put it on was because all the people quit and they changed the point man I had there. Like, point man, for anybody who doesn't know, is when you sign a record deal or any business relationship as a musician, there's usually like this champion character, a person who really believes in you and pushes you forward because they have that gut feeling that you're the one, and they will take risks for you. They will push you. They will, champion you. And all of my point men in the radio, they changed jobs. So I didn't have those guys anymore. And the new guys, they didn't know who I was. They didn't fuck with my stuff. And they basically just flat out denied the vibe, that I was trying to put on radio. And then the same year, later that same year, there was a band in Norway that became a sensation in Norway that did exactly the same thing. The band is called Donkey Boy, which is whatever. But they had hit songs, international hit songs. I think a song called Ambitions, it was like an international hit. But it's like 80s pop with like singing. And it was there's no like electro stuff on top. It's just straight 80s pop. Straight 80s pop with like falsetto vocals. And they came out like right after I got my denial. And I was just so heartbroken that this is something people want to hear, but Ride Like the Wind's not good enough to be part of this. So I gave up the whole Vinter and Hollywood project that moment. I threw it in the trash. And the 80s wave kept coming. There was every Norwegian artist at the time started doing 80s pop. And
oh my God,
the year in 2011, 12, 13, 14, there was an 80s hit song in Norway. And then fast forward 8 more years, then you have The Weeknd coming out with, the Blinding Lights, and then he's doing a full 80s album, and then Tory Lanez is doing a full 80s album, and it's just like, okay, so you're either too early or too late in this life to enjoy anything. I feel like that's the curse I have.
Well, history, it doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. We all know that.
Yeah, because I was on the wave of the French wave that Daft started, and then Justice kind of wrapped up. And in between there, you had Sebastian and a bunch of other Mr. Wazo and Ed Banger records and stuff like that. And everybody in between those, sandwiched between those bookends, Justice and Daft Punk, they basically, like, when Justice kind of stopped or started touring and stopped releasing, the whole sound died out. Skrillex came in with the little French housey, French touchy electro stuff. And then he, when people were like staring at him for 2 seconds, when he released Rock and Roll and Friends or whatever. No, it's Rock and Roll Friends. And then there was a few other songs that were like very like French touch vibey. Then he jumped straight to like dubstep with Scary Monsters and Nice Price, and people totally forgot about French touch completely. So that
at least in the U.S. In the U.S. it was
but in the international market wise, like, because Justice was on the international, like, doing top sellout concerts, touring the world. They only released one album, and they're making bank, and they're touring, and they're the biggest thing in electronic music for a while. And then 2007, I think they released their debut album, and it became like a huge sensation, but it took them too long, I think, to follow that up, because they wanted to do the Daft Punk thing where they wait 10 years between releases, and that fucked them over, because Daft Punk is Daft Punk. It's like they do it and people know, but when other people try to do that, they kind of like get fucked. And the climate today, you gotta be so. I did actually when I did Savant, I did the opposite of Daft Punk. I released like every other month instead of every 10 years.
And I think you were answering what was possible in that era. And I think that if an artist came out today, unless they were massively successful with their first stuff and it wasn't marketed to be big, like they hit it.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore. You cannot wait 10 years in between things.
No. But you can, like,
beyond.
Daft Punk's first album, Homework, you couldn't do that today. Like, it would have been hot. It would have been hot, and it would have sounded great, but it would have been retro, and it would have drowned in the masses of...
there were 10,000 songs a day coming out.
Yeah, no. Daft Punk, it was like 1 out of 3 like electronic records released that month, bro. Like it was like 1 out of 3 albums by electronic artists, so it caught attention and everybody followed it. So Discovery album 2001 was like a surefire hit. It was before streaming and Napster really blew up the market. It was around that time, but I think they were like lucky to release it then. The album. But anyway, so Vinter in Hollywood was basically me trying to come to terms with my fascination for French electronic music and 80s pop music, which I got super into thanks to Grand Theft Auto Vice City, I think. I think that's where it really turned me over. Because it was like, oh, this reminds me of the anime intros I used to listen to when I was like 4 or 5 years old. All this like 80s radio shit. And I was like, wow, this song, okay, because it was made in the 80s, right? So everything kind of like blended in together. It's like little Phil Collins, fucking little, Duran Duran, a little bit Aha, all those cheesy pop one-hit wonders and stuff. So I definitely wanted to just like do that thing, but now. And I got a hold of all the drum machines they used to use. Even in LA, remember when we lived in LA, I even bought those 80s drum kit. I never used it, but I bought it for the video we did for the cassette video. We just bought a whole drum kit for a music video, and then I never touched it again. And I gave it away to Reggie, Toby, when we left LA. I gave it to him.
He probably pawned that shit.
Oh, sure.
To pay the fucking rent out there.
Yeah. What the fuck is he gonna do with this? What is he gonna do with the Simmons 80s electric drum kit? Like, Simmons is an amazing brand, by the way. They have all the boom, 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 boom sounds, like a very...
I mean, maybe you start a TikTok or some shit where...
Yeah, I don't know.
You're learning how to do drum stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically Winter in Hollywood got into that stuff. I bought all the guitars in the world, and they stopped producing all of these guitars. I have like 2 more. And they stopped producing them, Roland, and I have a Korg one and another Roland, I think. But yeah, this is a 1989 or 1990 Roland guitar, and I bought it on eBay from a guy in Switzerland or something like that. And then I bought the other Korg from a guy in Australia, and it's made out of wood. So it was like the only ones they had, and it was super difficult to find, and they cost a fortune. And I barely used them. It was just for image stuff. I just wanted to look cool. And over time, all I really need to make music is just a keyboard and a computer keyboard and a mouse. You don't really need a lot of other stuff. I bought the Moog back then too. I have a Moog in the background here. You can't see it on the camera, but yeah, I don't even have that. But
this is all you need these days.
Yeah, I don't even need that.
A computer.
I don't even need that. I don't think so. It would rot on my desk. But yeah, I bought like a mini Moog, 70s mini Moog. It cost, I think it was like $5,000 when I bought it. It was like restored or in perfect condition. And I barely used it. I used it more in Savant than I did in Vinter Hollywood. But bought all these fucking analog gear to make 80s music, and didn't need to do any of that. But anyway, so I released my first CD as Vinter Hollywood in 2009, I think, and it was a mess, and I was like, I'm not happy with that shit. And then I made like 3 albums with that project that I never released because the radio denied me and I moved on. So that's how scary it is to have like just one lifeline when you're doing something, and then they kind of like drop you out, and then you have nowhere to go because they were the ones promoting you, they were the ones who pushing you, and it's like having like a booking agent, Josh. That's like the booking agent, and then you don't have him anymore, and then you kind of go like, oh shit, my gigs, where'd they go?
Oh, that's what the booking agents do.
That's what they do. Okay, somebody said something. Oh, is it Andre again? Andre?
No, that's his Waffles.
That's Waffles. Oh, in a post online years ago.
Waffles very familiar.
Protos had a story. I try to read. Had a story, title, songs, beginning to end. Yeah. So when we start talking about the albums in depth, there's a lot. Every album has like a vibe and a story and characters and all that stuff. And the scary part about doing that stuff is going to kill a lot of people's imagination, because I think there's a lot is gained by keeping things mysterious, and even though it does have some planned stuff, it's sometimes good to let people have their own kind of like association with that stuff. So it's not too overly detailed and got its own like fan page or whatever, like a wiki page and stuff like that. I think sometimes it's important to. I think it's important for people to know that these things had a lot of story, but I'm not going to tell you. So that makes it kind of valuable in a way, because when you look at the artwork and you listen to the music, you're going to feel that it has intention, but you're not going to be like spoon fed what it is, because art in its essence is a little bit about perception. And if every painting in the world had a 6-page manifest next to it where you had to think what they meant, I think you're going to ruin every piece of art in the world.
I was taught in art school that it's super tacky to stand under your painting and explain it to people.
Yeah, it is.
And that's how I feel about music too. Like,
yeah.
If you have to sit there and tell them what it is and not let them free interpret, then it's going to be cheesy.
Yeah, it is.
Or the vibe's not going to be correct.
Yeah.
But
I think true artists won't go that way, and they'll keep things. They'll know what it's supposed to be. It's not random. It's not made on a whim. It is planned, and it's methodic, and it's beautiful. But it is for your brain to find those things. But Protos definitely has a story, and Protos definitely has characters and worlds, and all the albums do. And Protos is interpreted in the video game by D-Pad, Savant Descent and Savant Descent Remix, but those interpretations are done by the guy who made the artwork. It's not done by me. So basically the whole lore for those video games are not canon. They're not proper Savant canon, like because I didn't make the lore for those games.
Right.
The game developers did. They kind of like spun the web on what things should mean, what they're called, who they are, where they come from, all that stuff. And
the canon was all in the Savant RPG docs.
Yeah. So I basically made a game document for something I call Savant RPG that had every character backstory, how they tie together, and side characters, worlds they come from, what they will have to go through in life, and all that stuff. So the pretty detailed stuff, but I'm pretty sure I'm never gonna put that out. But yeah. So Vinter, sorry, yeah.
I'm gonna fight for that one, bro. I'm not gonna let I can't die and not try.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take, and this is not trying to make it impossible, but you need a few $1 million
to do that sort of stuff.
To kick off that kind of concept, because it's not it's not the one person RPG, like you're using RPG Maker and just making some quick stuff, and the art is what matters.
Yeah.
Like you had a whole multi-game vision for this thing.
Yeah.
With all the games planned out in the lore and how it tied in together.
So basically the whole game was like every character, you could choose which character you wanted to start the game with, and you could start with any character, and it was like 10 different characters or something. And the character you started with was your main person, your main character, and they would have their own game that was very unique to them when you started off. So for instance, the Zion guy, he is it's a kart game, like a go-kart game, where he drives down the tower in Zion. And the Super Sheriff from Protos, he would have a side-scrolling 80s shooter. And then the blue dog from Invasion, because he was like the coolest character on that cover, is so on the side, who gives a shit. But he had like a Kirby type game where he's flying in clouds. And then Alchemist had a Castlevania style thing where I actually designed the whole level for him and everything, where he basically went into a castle for alchemy, a school of alchemy, where he was a student turned teacher. It's a little like Harry Potter type vibe on that. And there's other alchemists he's fighting and stuff. So all of these had, and the Vibes guy was a robot samurai guy, and tons of, yeah, I'm not gonna explain all of this stuff, but yeah, all of them had their own game. And when you completed that game, it went into like a Final Fantasy IV type game, where it was like an overworld, and you had to go collect these other characters. Whichever character you started with, you had to collect everybody else. You became a team. And then they are all in different parts of the world. One's in the lava world, one's in the ice world, one's in the whatever, space world. And then you have to collect them all and fight the boss in that area. And then, win over the whole thing. And the last boss was, I'm never going to say what that is, but the last boss is crazy. Stupid and crazy. But yeah, that's the whole fucking thing there. But yeah, so Protos 2014 Protos Savant album. It's it's a watered down version of Vinter in Hollywood. And actually, the first demo I did for Protos was collecting old Vinter in Hollywood songs in a folder and calling it Space Rock. And that was the project name for Protos, was Space Rock. And then it's basically just Vinter in Hollywood songs that I had to remake in Chicago. And I lived in Chicago next to Josh, and he basically booked some studios for me there to go record my singing, because I lived in an apartment building, and people would like bang on the door if I was singing at night.
They don't give a shit if you're making hits, bro. They're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I remember.
Horrible.
Yeah, and I remember like the only person who came to visit me except for you was a drug dealer from the south of Chicago that came to sell me weed. And he brought 6 of his friends, like an entourage, like super entourage.
That dude was an actual fan.
Yeah.
Like almost 60 miles away, but he came all the way up just to bring you weed.
But he texted me a few years ago. I think it was like a year ago or 2. I think maybe even 3. Time just flies by. And I got a text from a Chicago number, and I was just like, "Hey, how's it? How you been?" And I'm like, dude, it's this douchebag, because I gave him my number back in the day, remember? Like, and we never talked after I moved away from Chicago, but I guess he was feeling like nostalgic and shit and texted me. Anyway, yeah, Vinter in Hollywood, it was my passion, my joy, my future, until it wasn't. And I was doing hip hop when I was doing this project. I was doing electro house and doing all kinds of stuff. And basically, when you're in that situation that I was in, you're throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. And Vinter in Hollywood didn't stick anymore. No matter how much I loved it, it just didn't prove to be fruitful for me to continue. So, okay, what are we doing there, Waffles? Is there a chance we could see Nintendo from... Yeah. Nintendo's going to be on Vex, so I'm not going to, talk more about that until that comes out. So both the New Era and Nintendo is are Vex tracks, so they're not going to divulge anything more about those. They're going to be on Vex at some point, which is an album's going to be 10 years late. 10 years cooking.
Than never, bro.
10 years cooking. But I need I also need a proper studio before I can record that, because it's extremely vocal heavy, and I have a baby room next to my studio and a small apartment, and I'm shy. I like to sing when I can scream and yell, and work at 4 a.m. in the morning, and not have neighbors knocking on the ceiling and stuff like that. So I have to wait a little bit until I can produce that album properly. Anyway, so
I also want to make sure that we've at least been to Japan or are going to Japan when that track comes out.
Nintendo, but it's not going to be called Nintendo when I'm done with it. I'm going to rewrite that completely. It's not going to be called Nintendo. It's not going to be. It's not going to have the same lyrics. It's just going to have the same guitar riff. I've already I've already produced a new version of it. I just need to sing on it. But okay, there's more people jumping in here. What's your opinion on live event monopolies? Like Live Nation?
So look, guys, the reason you guys continue to see stuff that you kind of wonder how it even works, why does anybody like that, is because of this, because it's not controlled by even tastemakers anymore. It's all about events and events as a product, and it's because of these monopolies. But these monopolies got built because artists didn't have the tools to keep their power and to be connected directly to their fans, and had to depend on people that had these infrastructures before. But a ticket is nothing more than, you know, a QR code these days, a fucking, you know, an ID in a database. So if the artists these days can start to do things like, hey, I've got a VIP ticket, you buy the ticket from us once, you get into all the shows that we do for the year, kind of thing. This is where it's going to go. Like, and you know,
yeah, but I think what Live Nation has turned into is a lot of other things in business or entertainment or whatever. We talked about the game industry a little earlier, before we started the stream, and it's basically what's happening in corporate America, where you have companies like BlackRock and Vanguard that are basically just like at the end of the tunnel, are like owning absolutely everything, or a big stake.
Black hole.
Yeah, basically getting eating up partners, eating up competition, and then you become the only person left to deal with the business, which is a monopoly, and it's very scary for competition and prices and for, you know, and people enjoying stuff. But Chicago compared to LA.
I don't think you were in Chicago at a time where your mind state was right to enjoy this place, and then you also came here in the middle of our winter, which Chicago sucks in the winter, but like in the summer, it's fucking beautiful.
Okay.
You know. But LA was like a long time.
LA was like a decade almost. I lived in LA almost a decade. But Chicago, I lived in for 6 months. I lived in on Loyola College campus, and there was just a bunch of rape. I called them rape stations, but it was like rape alert buttons, like every lamppost down the street outside my house or my apartment. It was just basically like a big a rape prevention alarm on every, like, I would say like every 50 feet down the street. It was pretty intense, and I lived right next to a train, like, what's it called, the
red line.
The red line. It came up. It was like outside my window, like in a movie. You know, like Peter Parker in the old Spider-Man movies, where he basically lives right next to like a fucking train coming outside his window, like type shit.
The Rosemont Red Line station in Chicago.
Yeah, and then underneath that bridge, underneath that track, there was like a 7-Eleven, and that's the only guy I knew. Everywhere I lived, the 7-Eleven clerk is going to be my best buddy, because he's the only person I'm going to be seeing. And they're gonna know my name. We're gonna know about it, like all about his family.
He's got the cigarettes.
Yeah, he's got the cigarettes.
You can bitch to your manager about it.
Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, so so that Vinter and Hollywood in a nutshell was like definitely a failed attempt at trying to make a living off of music. Will Eve be a Vex song, or Eva was supposed to be on Hex Part 2 or 1? I just didn't like it, so I didn't put it out. So that's the reason why it's not a.
There's no chance it's going to come out on 3 then.
Yeah. So just to clear it up with you, Jonas, is that Eva's EDM. Eva's an EDM track. Vex isn't EDM. Vex, for everybody who's listening, Vex is a pop record. It has nothing to do with EDM. There's not going to be any techno, electro house, or dubstep, or anything on that shit at all. It's basically an a cappella album with minimal production. That's what it is. So Eva would definitely come out as like a random bonus track on something, maybe, because it's I don't feel it was it didn't
You need
fit.
to continue to test that out live and see what the reaction is, because
I just have to. I wasn't convinced by the track when I made it. It didn't sound right to me. It sounded too off the topic I was trying to make. But okay, so Vinter in Hollywood. That's what the episode's about. So I kind of want to like jump into the music stuff because we have a lot to go through, bro. Like it's a ton. So I kind of want to just. Ooh, this is jump scare shit again. Okay. I'm just gonna do a little quick sound check here. Have my sound check track here. Just gonna make sure the volume's not. Oh, that volume's crunching. So I gotta turn down that gain I put on top of you because that's crunchy. Or I'll do it in FL Studio actually, so that you can talk. Oh, FL Studio's glitching a little bit there. Oh, thank you, Lord. Oh, there we go. Let me double. Oh, there's 2 songs playing at once. That's what it sounds like. Trash. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, dope. Okay, so last time we talked about music I made in 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In 2008, I started Vinter in Hollywood, and it started out as industrial and maybe even a little electro house, EDM, and then break beats, and then it turned over into more French touch, and then it turned into 80s pop. So but around this time I'd like to show some tracks for the overall vibe of the time, for context. And this was a song I made around the same time. It's just gonna show you two seconds of it. This is a pop track I wrote for somebody, and I got paid to write this for somebody. It's a pop group in Norway, rappers or whatever. And I'm using Moog synths. I'm using very similar stuff to what I was using in Vinter in Hollywood. Yeah, so
I can hear Britney on this.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not. It sounds a little shit, but it's not terrible. Okay, so and also we listened to some electro house, which is
the music's low volume, says chat.
Yeah, okay, I'm turning it up a little bit. Yeah, but also around the same time.
Turn me down too.
No, it's okay. So the all the stuff I was making around that time, it was a little bit electro house. It was a little bit like in between a lot of worlds, and it was all based on crushing and destroying and glitching and going crazy until it turned into 80s pop. So it's like treading a line between industrial, electro, and French touch. So it turns. It's very. I don't know. It's all over the place. I remember making a Somebody Janeiro remix when I found out how to do sidechaining. Yeah.
Rio de Janeiro.
Janeiro. Yeah. Really into Benassi, sorry.
Filter work.
Okay.
A lot of filter work.
Oh yeah. It's all over the place. More electro house stuff.
More.
Benny Benassi really shaped electro house and then Deadmau5 kind of shaped it more after him and on a mainstream level. It was definitely like Freddy Legrand or something, I think was a guy also around the same time. There was a bunch of like, put your hands up for Detroit. I love the city. Remember that one? And then you had the 1, 2, 3, 4, give me a love, you want some more. The superstar, lady superstar, whatever. It became a hit now again because of some TV show or movie. But that sort of stuff was what's going on around this time, electro house wise. After Benny had his smash hit. Oh, Super Smash! What's this? Oh, this one's actually pretty cool. Some of these songs are, by the way, was on some of the mixtapes I put out. So this has actually seen the light of day. Some of these have, some of these hasn't. Looking back, this is like, you can't predict what's gonna be good when you're making something because you're in the zone, but it's got that right mixture of good rhythms, production's okay, tight, and it's got variation but not too much. Like these fills, they're interesting.
Details, bro.
Yeah.
Lots of details.
But this is not the main part. This is the main part, which this is my favorite part. This is almost 20 years old now. Like it's 15 or 16 years old, this stuff. It's crazy. I know it's more than that. It's 17 years old is what it is. It's crazy.
All right, it still can't smoke legally or drink.
No, it doesn't.
You're still responsible for it.
Yeah.
So this is fire.
What do you say?
Jimmy said it aged well in the chat. It really did age well. Like to me, if you did some sort of like, if you did a modern release of this, like DJs would play this for sure.
Sadly, I think I'm suffering from that part of creativity that makes you crazy and makes you kind of you understand what I'm saying. You worked with me for like you worked with me for almost 15
More
years.
than 10 years.
Yeah. So I'm suffering from lack of any sort of like
that's why it's important
perspective
to
on
do these things.
Yeah.
Right. Like, cause you get the chats in there and now everybody's got this, they can start talking about it and that's it. Like you're going to hear the feedback. If people want it, you give it to them.
Yeah. I'm
plus,
just
plus test it live.
Yeah, I like it's the part of like not having foresight or insight or any sort of sight other than what's in front of your nose. And my biggest issue as a producer or composer has always been like this. What's it called? It's almost like obsessive because I can't control what's gonna happen when I make music. Like I do not control it. I'm not gonna mention any names, but let's say like a pop EDM duo or a solo artist that's basically like having tons of fun working on a song, and they show it to people. They invite some co-writers and or other producers and work on the track so it becomes the best track it can be, because they're just like in awe that something happened when they touched some buttons, and now they're like, oh, it's got commercial potential, and now people getting involved and everybody's like so in tune with it. I'm like on the other side of the planet when it comes to that stuff. I wouldn't know if it had potential if it hit me on the head. It comes naturally. I'm not going to involve anybody in it, and I'm going to spit out three, four of these every day, and it's just going to keep going. And it's this, it's like a sort of madness in a way. And I've never had a good ear for what's good for other people or not. I always thought like, oh, people are like this because I've intellectualized it. But then people like in the chat, Ava, oh, what's you put out that song? And I'm like, I hate that shit.
You like hate it.
I hate it. It sounds like shit. There's a reason I didn't release it, right?
Yeah, but you've always been willing to compromise once the data is there.
Yeah, I know, but it is this like it is this like saddening fact that everything you're doing is always wrong, and everything that everybody else likes is what you hate, and it kind of makes you kind of, as an artist, makes you kind of give up on the idea that you're in control of what you think of what you're doing. I can't.
That's a cave mentality, though.
Yeah, but it is right? It is what it is. It's been my reality for 20 years.
You're seeing the shadows on the wall, but as soon as you get out of that cave, you're going to be able to see like what it really is.
Yeah.
Like when you're in production mode, and which you always are, I guess. That's the hard part, right? Like without having toured in like the last fucking 8 years. Well, now it's been less than that because you got back out. Your perspective really adapts to, hey, this is what people are fucking doing right now. This is what they feel, and that takes a whole different thing. But when you're making art, right? Like let's talk about Vex again, just for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna take all the time that you need to make sure that that's exactly what you want it to be.
Yeah, but my original vision for that, when I look back at it, it's horrible, and that's the problem. Like even to me, my own stuff doesn't work, and it's this like it would have been so cringe if it got put out. And I put out a song around the Vex time to kind of like test the waters, where I created a different artist name for it just to test it out. It was called The Online, remember? And a lot of people remember that track. It's infamous. And that's what Vex would have sounded like, and people hated that fucking track. And it's cheesy, it's tacky, and a tiny bit of cringe maybe. I like it a lot. I liked it back then. I think it's a good song, but it
still is. It's so relevant, man.
Yeah, but a lot of the stuff I was testing out that was like outside where I was like, this is what I want to do, a lot of people reacted very negatively to that stuff. So I really, and to everybody in the chat too that felt like, oh, what happened to Savant? Like, why did he stop making those things that we liked, like those cheesy EDM things with the harpsichords and the dubstep stuff? And it's because I didn't want to do that stuff. You wanted me to do that stuff, and I didn't like it. I like the stuff that it's very like what's it called? I'm doing stuff because I'm masking, as we call it in autism, where masking is trying to fit in, right? Where you're trying to fit in with somebody or pretending to be someone else. And sadly, I've been masking for so much of my life that I don't know who I'm supposed to be or who I am at certain points. And with the fan base and the Savant releases, over time it became a little bit like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I don't even like this sort of music, and I felt like, why do I can't put out anymore? And then I did a few times, and you can clearly tell that I'm not into it because I'm over it already, and the stuff I like to do is stuff people hate, and that's what kind of killed me emotionally too, and what kind of fueled my drug addiction, my alcohol addiction, all those things back in the day, was because wasn't in tune with what my followers wanted to hear from me. I put out Mortals. I love that shit. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life. If somebody told me, here's $30 million, you don't have to work a day in your life, just compose music and do whatever you want to do, I would make soundtracks, video game soundtracks, movie soundtracks. I don't even have to have a movie to make it to. I'll just make a fake movie. I'm just gonna
you'll make it up.
Yeah, I'll just make it up, and that's exactly what I would do. I wouldn't make EDM another day in my life. But it is something that I've done so much that I got good at it, and I find enjoyment in it when I try. But a lot of the time, it is a little bit like there's like these circles, like diagrams, things of what you're good at, what you want to do.
The Venn diagram.
The Venn diagram. You got to find out what you're good at and what's gonna pay the bills, where you kind of overlap in the middle there. What you should do is gonna be what's in the middle there. What you're good at and what you want to do. And you got to find the middle thing and find out if it makes money or can pay the bills and eat. And art isn't always about just making stuff for have fun, and that's a big lie. If anybody out there thinks that listening to this super DJ or this super producer is they're doing it for art alone, like it is a game of surviving and growing and becoming the biggest or best or having the most. And it's always been about that. A lot of these people start companies to make merch and clothes and all kinds of stuff, So it's always a game about survival, and making music is super difficult because you got to be in tune with what you're making, and at the same time other people have got to be in tune with what you're making, and it's a very arduous process of finding the right calibration of what that's going to be in the middle there.
Well, it really is a collaboration that needs data, right? Like again, being able to connect directly with the fans, playing shit out, right?
But
seeing reactions.
I understand
live.
all of this stuff. I'm on the same page. My point is also
we're teaching the kids.
Also, all this stuff we're listening to now, nobody knew who I was. I was making this for me. I was pretend making it for an audience, but I think a lot of this stuff holds up a lot and is good because it didn't have any pressure from what expectations people had, or I didn't have any lovers or haters of any of these things. It was just like total freedom, and my expectations of it was so low, so I could really breathe freely. As soon as you got expectations or anything you're doing, you're kind of gonna flinch a lot more. That's my point. Okay, anyway, so we got through some early electro house. Listen to this last time, but this is
real quick, because I got a chat from Maximilian Mace.
Mm-hmm.
I support you doing you, and I've told you this a million times. Your honest work is the shit I vibe with, and that's to me, just great advice.
Yeah. I would love to be in a place where that is the reality of everything I do.
Like we can tell when you're vibing out here, right? Like that's very obvious, and it's just being able to figure out what those levers are. But he goes on to say you do you. I'm here. LOL. Vex and chemicals, though, need it.
Yeah. Chemicals is. We're actually going to listen to one of the early versions of that today. It's gonna be right here, I think, in this list somewhere. Don't worry, we're getting there. Okay.
You should do Smash Burger, Alex. Like that would actually look cool.
Yeah, no. Sorry. I'm wasting time on this. Let's focus on the music. So yeah, last time we listened to this a little bit. This is the first track that started off the project. Yeah, anyway, and then around that time, all the stuff that was coming out was all over the place. This is another track I made. Some of this is already out because of mixtapes and whatever. Here we can hear the 80s stuff coming. Yeah, basically a long solo, the whole thing, I think. Oh yeah, the whole thing. Anyway, skip that. Bad Love, that has a separate couple of versions of that. I think I have it twice in this list. Bad Love. No, Bad Love. It's on the Outbreak album. It's Bad Love. Bad Love. There we go. There it is. So we're gonna listen to the first version, which is this one. Yeah, cheesy, fun. Oh, there's some guitar stuff.
I love that.
Oh my god, it's all over the place.
How old were you when you did this one?
I think this is 2008 or 9. So 2021-ish. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's one song, and then we have "Best of My Sin." This is actually a track when I met Adam K in Canada. I don't know, Josh, you were there, or if it was Shannon that was there, but we were making a track together, and we were trying to figure out a way to start. And he heard this song, and we just chopped it up and made the track called "Damage." I think it's called, isn't it? I think I released a track with Adam called "Damage."
Yep, Damage.
Yeah, I think it is this song. Are you listening to it?
It still hasn't hit my audio on this side yet.
Okay.
It takes about 5 or 6 seconds.
Okay. No, I'm not clicking anything here. I'm just asking if you're listening to the Adam K. I thought you Googled it now. Anyway, okay. So this is this is the track we chopped up and sampled, I think.
Oh, yeah.
'80s guitar solos with some talk box. Oh, little Marilyn Manson part coming up.
Got a super chat from Umbra. Loving the streams, man. Hope you both are doing well today. Been a fan since 2012. Thank you for your music, Alex.
Oh, thank you.
And then I got 2 from River Rat.
Oh.
One of them's a question. So
Okay.
we can wait till you're ready.
Yeah.
But in my Nightmare Adventures, what are the vocals saying? I love that song so much, but it bugs me that an understanding is just out of reach.
Oh, yeah.
That happens to me with so much music.
Yeah, when you're writing down the lyrics for the Spotify and stuff, that happens a few times where I have to send you the lyrics. I don't remember, but the lyrics for my Nightmare Adventures is "Somewhere out there waiting for you and they're dying." That's it. Somewhere out there waiting for you and they're dying. That's it. So
Now we all know.
And then it's someone. Oh no! Oh, I gotta listen to it. I don't remember what that last part is. Here it is.
Da, 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 da.
And then it's no one listens when you're somewhere out there waiting for you when they're dying. It doesn't make any sense. I don't think it was meant to. Okay, so that was Best of My Sin. I have an album version of that I actually released on CD. That's a little different. But and then we have this one. Fuck, this is cringe. I'm gonna skip a lot of the cringy stuff because I can't. I just.
cringe is popular these days?
I don't know, bro. This part's amazing though. Like, I love this.
Yeah, this feels nice. Yeah, anytime Alex says it's cringe, it's gonna be a banger. It's just kind of how it works.
Oh my god. Fuck my life.
That's how I do it. That's how I live. Like, oh, you hate this one? Yo, let's get ASAP Rocky on this, bro. Little rap part.
What?
Let's get ASAP Rocky on this for a little rap part, then get fucking the weekend to cover it.
Listen, he just beat his allegations. Let's give that shit a minute, okay?
Let's go.
He was just on murder trial, okay? Okay, maybe this is one of the best tracks I've ever made in my whole life. But, you know, I'm scared of success, and I'm scared of things that make me feel good. I'm scared of things that are honest and down to earth, or cringy, as I would call it. And this song was this was on the internet in 2009, bro. Like, nobody gave a flying F. It was on MySpace. It was on tons of websites. I uploaded it, and nobody gave a flying F. You know, like, it didn't hit anywhere. And I took that as a signal that, you know, either it's too early or too late for this type of music, or no, I haven't built any bad bass. Nobody fucks with this sort of music. By the way, anybody who isn't a musician is gonna not understand how frustrating it is to sit on music that you feel is amazing. Like, it's one of those infinity gems of human nature, and you want to share it with everybody so everybody can heal collectively, but it is not happening because you don't know where to put it. Nobody cares, and you're sitting there with your friends that you went to school with, and half of them are kind of like, they know that you're great, so they're kind of like little like, whatever, bro, I've heard you made music before. Or, you know, it's really difficult to get people to listen to stuff. Anyway, let's just keep listening to music.
Look, Legion of the Sus in the chat.
Oh, that's a great name.
It's a good name, but like, authenticity is vulnerable, right? Like, being able to be vulnerable about these things, Alex, is going to open up.
I understand.
A different perspective.
I understand. But you also got to listen to that. You guys most of you are Gen Z, maybe, and
nah, you got the whole fucking human race in this chat right now.
Got any boomers in the chat here? Got any 60-year-olds? You're Gen X.
I'm mid Gen X.
You're not boomer.
I'm not gonna do shit to fix this thing, bro.
By the way, when I showed this the album that I made with Vinter Allwood, which is down here, it is this thing right here. When I printed it in 2009, I was so proud of it. First CD I ever made, you know. My dad was a musician, released tons of albums, and I just wanted to, like, you know, I was proud I made that step, you know. And I was in the car with my grandpa, and he was driving me around, and I had the CD, and I think he asked me, like, let's check it out. We went to the post office together to go grab the CDs, and he would put it on the car, and we listened to 2 or 3 songs, and he was just like, this is trash. It's he didn't say trash, but he's like, it's just noise. It's just noise. Like, he listens to country music and, like, you know, accordion music, basically, you know. So when he heard it, he was just, this is just noise. It's just noise. Anyway, we're gonna get there. Let's try to get there. Let's not try to stop too much. So My Day, there's another track. I gave this song actually to some rapper friends of mine to make a song with, but this is my original version. Oh, the intro is so long. think every song I made around this time had the drums from Another One Bites the Dust. Like absolutely all the tracks I was making used that drum loop from Another One Bites the Dust. You can hear it here. As an experiment, I'm gonna try to put on there's a plugin that isolates or amplifies certain things. So let's go to, it's called Ozone Master Balancer. Try to see.
Vinter in Nashville. Time for some country music.
Yeah.
That's probably going to happen in the next 20 years.
Oh,
I got money on this.
Oh, that was a bad move. Oh shit, we're playing with fire. Oh lord. Okay, we weren't. Okay, so drums. Let's delta the drums. See what happens. Oh, that was actually worse. Yeah, you can hear some hip-hop claps I put on top of the drums, but it's basically Another One Bites the Dust, which I used on absolutely every track ever. Okay, let's go to roboting. We listened to that last time. That's a good track. We have a regular version of that, which is down here. Let's listen to that real quick. Oh, it's the same version. Is it? What? Oh, it's just two different versions of the same version? Okay, we're gonna skip that then. Radio edit, we've listened to Spaceships. It's a lot of talk box with guitar solos. Sweetness, what's this? There we go again with those Another One Bites the Dust drums.
Yeah, when you get obsessed, it's real.
I hate that track. Okay, skip. Eyes of the Escort, that's one's on the, Savant Fans reboot thing, I think. Everybody's heard this. If they haven't, it's on YouTube. Super fan of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and funk music that went pop, disco music that went funk, and
that's fire. I want to hear more of that.
Yeah. Stuff that had the Rhodes piano and like flutes. I wouldn't even, maybe even Fleetwood Mac to some approach, but they weren't really funk or anything like that. But it was like this usage of flute and stuff in disco music, and the flute, all this. It's a little like Stevie Wonder if he did like up tempo disco, So the biggest difference between me and Daft Punk was that they were doing the mid to late 70s, because that's what they grew up with. So they were really into the 70s stuff and redoing that. And I was 80s, like that was my past. So I kind of wanted to do the 80s. So this is a very rare attempt for me to do anything that's very 70s oriented. But it's, I don't know, it's all over the place. You guys can hear the full thing of that later. I played... This one's pretty cozy. I think the whole guitar song is made on like a tiny ukulele that I borrowed from my sister, and then basically made the bass guitar, everything, all the sounds in here from that. Yeah, okay, that was enough of that. And then we have My Nightmare Adventures. We listened to that last time, plus I believe it's online. Catchy riffs. I think it's in the Protos version, A Man of the Law. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Fragile does have an accordion. There's a whole chat going on about that right now.
What? About what?
Like accordions.
Accordion. Okay. Yeah.
Like,
it's okay, I guess. It's not my favorite. It's just, I don't know. There's something about it's a very full instrument. Like one note has a lot of stuff in it. So when you make something with it, it sounds very full. So, and also it's cheesy because it's a pirate thing. So it's not really thought out. That like accordion as an instrument isn't a beautiful thing to me. Like I'm not super into like French or Italian like romantic side street la 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 la, like tango.
like
shit like that.
In Puerto Rico, we use it as like a party instrument. So you go from house to house.
Yeah.
That would be something you'd walk around.
I know
with.
in Poland and Norway as well. It's very secular. It's extremely secular, and I think a lot of the time when I make music with secular stuff, it's a little bit ironic and a little bit like I'm using it for fun, not for divine functionality. You know, like
you're making pirate drinking.
Yeah,
music.
basically, yeah. So most of the time, if I'm making music I really, really, really want to make, I'm using divine instruments like church organ, harpsichord, orchestra, but like Bach, Mozart type shit. You know, like we're very like white European type divine church music stuff, choirs, you know, stuff like that. But when it comes to secular stuff like banjos, ukuleles, or you know, accordions and flutes and stuff, that's a little bit more like on the secular cheesy side, where it's basically people just learn it from their pa in the village. And you know, I think a lot of accordion music is terribly cheesy. There's a lot of Mexican music that uses accordion too. Remember, like the it's when I lived in LA, it was like the mariachi with the violin,
bass, guitar,
yeah, boom,
violin,
yeah,
accordion. It's amazing.
Yeah, I heard it every day when I lived in LA. Got really like it. It's one of those genres, just like polka music or country to some degree, like old school country, where it all kind of like there's so much of the same sound and the same chords and the same. It becomes very like blending in with the next one and the next one and the next one, because they're trying to sound like the other guys so much. EDM is probably very similar too to a lot of people.
It's really about storytelling.
Exactly,
with
right.
those songs.
Exactly. So the beat is like, it's supposed to be traditional. It's supposed to sound like a song
like,
you've heard.
Yeah, when you hear those tones, you know a story is about to be told.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of
bard shit.
bard shit. And I think a lot of cultures have their ethnical sound that is very similar, where it's like, it sounds like a lot of other songs within the thing because it's all traditional. They're based on each other. And then it's all about that story about like the girl who went to the club.
Let's go.
I met the girl who went to go dance at the barn and fell in love, and then she her dad
the club. She went to the club.
Yeah, and then her dad denied the lover, her lover, and denied their marriage, and she ran away. Of course, those types of things. Okay, let's continue. We'll listen to a lot of these already. Cold Heart. I think we listened to that one last time. Oh Lord. Yep, we'll listen to that one. Oh my god, there's hundreds of versions. Like there's so many versions of that song. Forget it. This is a very good song. It's one of my favorites. But it's very
DJ Skips a lot is in the house.
I know. I skip a lot. I cannot listen to a song more than 10 seconds. This one was made for singing, so it's very empty. up until the solo part. So I kind of just want to play a little bit of the intro and this first passage, and then we're going to skip to this part with the solo. Okay.
I don't think I've heard this one. Yeah.
Again, very Stevie Wonder inspired stuff. Okay, here's the solo. This is the main part because it was supposed to be singing, but there isn't any. So, and this was also a demo that was on Protos, but I couldn't finish it. You know, that if that was like a super soft trumpet, oh. Anyway, another life.
You want my boy to record it in trumpet?
You got a boy who plays trumpet?
Bro, he's good at it too.
So okay, so Outlaw. This is one of my favorite tracks ever. I'm really big fan of ABBA and Gimme Gimme, for instance, and you know, a lot of their more darker stuff I'm a big fan of, more like the minor chord driven stuff, like the almost like classically inspired stuff. So this track is like a modern disco, but I'm trying to like harness some of the ABBA melodic sensibilities. Also sampling, hey Mickey, you're so fun, you blow my mind, hey Mickey, hey Mickey. Remember that song from the 80s? Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I'm sampling that here. So it's ruining the vibe a little bit, but everybody just calm down. Boney M. That's what it is. Dog. Remember Boney M? Mm-hmm. Yeah. By the rivers of Babylon. All that shit fucking. My Baker. And Rasputin and all that shit. That's what this is supposed to be. It's that kind of like German disco, not ABBA so much. It's more like the Germany, when they did disco, it was so cheesy and it was so like on, and the Boney M project was basically a German producer, and he just got a couple of Jamaican dancers and mimers, and I don't even know if they sing on the actual records, but they're like they are the band on stage, like Milli Vanilli type style, where he made all the music.
Was it the same dude that did Milli Vanilli?
No. Maybe you're right.
Actually, I think so.
But it would be like a decade later or 2 decades later almost. but but the Boney M guy was like a super producer. He was super talented, and I think even he's the guy singing on all the male vocals on the records.
Yes.
Yeah.
Frank Farian.
Yeah, there you go. Super German producer. Such a fake, and I love it.
So he did Boney M and Milli Vanilli. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
So he loved putting black people in front of the stage, but he sat in the back doing all the production. Super weird vibe. But you know, cheesy good melodies on top of that. But the business practices are pretty horrible. Anyway, let's keep going with this Boney M.
I mean, there's room for improvement. I think the Gorillaz and other projects that came out kind of figured out how to do it right.
Yeah. Okay. Everything today is fake. So he's basically just like he was just early on the prototype of faking music. Everybody's fake now. But anyway, okay. Let's go to the Boney M Bonanza. Speaking of banjos. It's like a Eurovision track from the 80s, you know, like you didn't grow up with that, but
wait, was that the goal? But I'm familiar with it, obviously. Right? Like,
yeah, but it's like
was
this.
The goal to get Eurovision?
No, never, ever.
Banjo Electro.
¿Qué, Maria? What do you say?
Banjo Electro.
Yeah, basically. There's I had a project when I got home from LA after the pandemic. I started like a 70s funk disco project. I haven't showed absolutely, like, nobody's ever heard it. It was just for me. And wait, I'm trying to find the folder it was in. It was called Afterlife. And I remade this one song from Vinter and Hollywood here. It was basically trying to do the Vinter and Hollywood thing again. Kids, but not really. Okay, so yeah, so there's Spaceship. We've heard that 100 times. And then there's a song called Kids, which is like, I really like the sound. I could never do this ever again, but this is a sort of like naive indie electro stuff that I thought was very cute. It's a very naive track, and it's very difficult and hard to reach this type of naivete for me, where it all just clicks.
Put that critic in the closet, bro.
Oh. Something happened with the camera. Gotta change cameras. And it also kind of reminds me of Vice City, if anybody played that. It's got a Vice City overtone to it.
Wait, I've heard this one. Is this released?
No.
No. I've heard it.
Okay.
I love this one. Calypso, if it was up to me, every track he has on his fucking hard drive would be online.
Well, that's
one.
called rape. And
Relax with the R word, because we don't need to get demonetized this early.
oh Lord, I'm sorry, but that doesn't sound very voluntary or what's it called? Consent.
Well,
Consentful.
I mean, it would have to be. It would have to come from you. Like, I'm not saying like, yo, tyranny here. But at the end of the day, I mean, we are talking a little bit more about some of these ideas now, which is good.
Yeah, but I think a lot of this stuff is gonna happen when I die. You know, like my wife or kids retirement plan type stuff, where they just put out the stuff.
Bro, Microsoft just invented quantum computing on a chip.
Yeah.
We're gonna live forever. There's no death in 25, 30 years.
Oh, I don't think
Just
I'm
gotta
gonna
survive until then.
I don't think I want to be in a glass jar. I think we're gonna skip. Okay, so that we listened to the whole kids track almost, and then I made a new version of it like 3 years ago, which is like the 2021 version. I kind of want to play that while I'm taking a bathroom break for a little bit. I'm going to play that on loop. I'll play it on the half volume so you can talk to people a little bit, Josh, while I'll be back in like 2 minutes, literally. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, ask me any question that you want an answer to. I'm vulnerable right now.
Don't talk shit, though.
I'm not talking no shit. That's not my game. Yeah, Savant doesn't want to get downloaded onto the internet. There will be no Savant.exe. So break on the Code Club is what we were talking about earlier today. Like, we just need to actually finish it. And I think like before spring, we're figuring out what's happening with the complete. Is that turning into a subscription on Bandcamp? And then we're gonna have our own section on the website. And two things that have delayed us is we were expecting to kind of be together already. Like, you'd have the visa. We talk every day and we work every day, but there's nothing like, sitting down for a couple of weeks with somebody to like nail, years worth of work, in that time, just to make sure we're good and set up for tour and that kind of stuff. But it's coming. Homie needs a house, so he's working. Has he gotten to Vinter and Hollywood Gravity yet? I don't think so. And Redemption for sure, right? Better have a lot of Coca-Cola gags. I agree with that, Izzy. I think putting those Savant singles up would be a good idea. We'll probably work on that when we do the Hex compilation release, which is going to have everything that's come out on the EPs, other versions of those tracks, maybe some of the demos and stuff.
Did it play twice?
No, man, we're still.
Oh, you only got that far?
That was fast.
Oh,
yeah, you go to the bathroom fast. It's like producer bathroom, 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, it changes to. Super disco, and then Skip Slot comes in and ruins the day for everybody, huh? Maybe you should have the stream without me. I just keep fucking turning off.
No, if you set it to autoplay where it was like this volume and we could do Q&A, then that would work too.
Let me turn on the brightness.
But yeah, no, that was a bathroom speed run, bro. Like
Yeah.
for real.
Oh, here's the. Oh, I love this.
Gatito. I took your advice there. I don't think there's any way that you would put the zip of this project up anywhere.
Oh no.
That's never gonna happen.
This is not Savant.
And right, and then on top of that, like seriously, do you even have this project file?
Oh yeah, this new version I made like 2-3 years ago, so I have it still. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. This version. I remade it for. Yeah. Like I said, I created another artist handle for this project that was called Afterlife that I never kind of did anything with.
Well, now people are gonna say you're biting off of Anima now.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. Anima didn't release music before 2022 or 3 or something like that. He was part of like Tales of Us, I think, at this point.
Right. Afterlife's a good name for a project, though.
Yeah.
I like it. Oh, they're saying like you got to release this Alex all-time 2.flp is a project.
Oh, zip it up. It's
Yeah, that might be a fan thing. Later.
Oh.
Like, if we can put it up on Bandcamp, and if it gets like 1,000 pre-orders, we release it or some crazy shit like that.
I don't know. I put it on eBay, maybe.
I want that house, bro.
Yeah, I'll put it on eBay. The minimum bid for 10K.
I want that vocal room that's separate from the baby room,
so we can make Vex. I can make the Vex album. Anyway, okay. So we have a track. What's
Scream!
this?
Scream for daddy!
So this is a friend of mine called Quintalis. He's also called Martin. He was famous in our little town where I lived for being a guy at parties that would sing Billie Jean and Michael Jackson songs. He's from Romania. No, Bulgaria.
He had Michael Jackson down.
Yeah. He was from Bulgaria, and he basically came from a family that was like traveling troubadours, and they would play at hotel lobbies as a family to make money. And where he lives today, he lived a little bit in Africa and Germany. He moves around a lot, so I haven't really catched up with him in a long time. But he moved to England and started making like a post-hardcore punk band and stuff like that. So he kind of he hated doing Michael Jackson stuff. I forced him to do pop and stuff like that. So the only stuff he really did with this vocal style that he released was with me. His own project sounds like dark, like Warp Records type stuff. Like he was also a producer, but he liked making glitchy weird shit. Anyway, okay, I think we release it on Section C Records, his Quintalis record.
Mm-hmm.
Did we?
Featuring Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but this is a private file. Don't judge me. But Josh, I'm asking you a serious question. Didn't we release Quintalis on Section C Records?
Yes, there was an album he did.
Yeah, that album he spent 15 years on that album.
That's crazy.
And he pulled a Nick. He pulled a Nick on that, where the demo sounded great back in 2009 or 11, and then when he put it out, it was just overproduced, and it was overmixed. He mixed it too much.
I remember your reaction to the album now. That I remember that.
The Quintalis album?
Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waste my time. I'm gonna make you mine. 'Cause the way you move.
He wrote the lyrics on this one, which is why it has kinky boots and pulling out whips and leather stuff. I wouldn't write those types of lyrics. So basically, he went free for all with the lyrics here.
Dressed in
Bloody Michael Jackson.
Yeah, dressed in leather and kinky boots. I want to hear him
like
scream.
It's more like Michael Jacks off.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but then the fucking Weekend shows up, my guy.
Yeah, there you go.
And like, all I think about when I hear the Weekend is Michael Jackson. So
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that is so Michael.
And then I have a track called After School, which is basically a remix of September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. And that's all we're going to play so we don't get copyright smoked. Yeah, and the funny part about that is I uploaded it to like a radio website for them to like list it on radio, and they fucking played it on radio and didn't fucking notice that it was like 99% September. It's so weird. Anyway, Cuddle, here's me trying to do more electro weird shit with Vinter in Hollywood. I don't know what kind of, it doesn't sound like anything. Like I can't like hear where it's kind of like fitting in culture wise. Like back then, like I don't know who I was trying to, it's like a little muse, a little funk, a little house. It's like all over the place musically, genre wise. Okay, Good Times, that's a Prince track, so we're gonna skip that. We listened to Jack Daniel last time. Still in like 2009 era. Anyway, okay, skip. This is the first track on the actual Vinter in Hollywood album, so now we're gonna go skip through the album really quickly. It was released in 2009. I released a little EP with a label in France called So French Records. And the rest of the album I released with a Norwegian label that printed it on CDs, and we had to catch up with the record label because they basically took all the royalties and distribution on that. But we figured it out. I still don't have any WAV files for this project, so I had to use the CD versions. But yeah, you can see the mastering here is holy smokes, the mastering.
Oh, the CD version would be like accurate.
Yeah, it is. But it's I ripped from CD into WMA files, so Windows.
Oof.
Yeah, right.
Oof.
Yeah. But the mastering, I got a buddy of mine to do the mastering for me, and holy smokes, the brick wall on this goddamn album. It is so brick. So it's a little rough on the ears. Maybe that's why my grandpa said it sounded like noise. But the opening track, this is awesome. I really like this track. It's a little bit too glitchy for me, but the concept is great. Oh. Basically ripping off Saber Rider theme song.
In the beginning, there was noise. Then God created the machine. God said, "Come forth thou of metal and electricity."
Then came 10,000 years of darkness. And God said, "Thou worthy of life
Shall inherit the earth. And a small machine stood up through the shadows and took all of his kind with him to build a new, brighter world full of colors and sound. And God said,
This is awesome.
Okay.
What the fuck does Grandpa know, bro?
Yeah, so yeah, awesome track. I love that one. It's I think a lot of the stuff I was trying to do with the Vinter and Hollywood project was create like a genre where it was mixing disco and rock music. Like heavy, like very heavy, like 80s guitars, but with the disco, electro disco type stuff, like the driving, you know. So I think it was a lot of that. Together, that is the first, the second track I got on radio. This was before Ride Like the Wind. So this one came on the radio, and I actually made $8,000 in one summer. And every time I was outside with my friends, it came on the radio when we were like hanging out on a boat, on the beach, at a bar. It was played on the radio, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's you, bro!" And I was like, "Hey, that's me, bro!" So it was a big moment. There's a lot of grunting in the song, so I'm kind of a little bit like not safe for work. That's oh, I can hear some grunting and moaning. I was trying to do a little Prince, kind of like, and that's a little bit too much. That's very cringe. Okay, so the core. I'm gonna play the chorus.
Well, I never filmed myself though.
Yeah, so that was that, and then I made a remix of that.
Daniel said this was sampled in Princess of Zion. Is that true?
Maybe. Perhaps. Princess of Zion? Maybe. I don't remember. I was smoking a lot of weed. We're gonna get to Zion. We're gonna look at all the demos. We're gonna get to the bottom of it. Trust me. It's pretty, like, it's banging. It's just like nobody except for the radio, and everybody on that listened to the radio heard it. But today nobody knows about that track. It's Dead in the Water. Okay, Are You Robot? That's the album version of Are You Robot? Yeah, I was doing bangers back then. It's not bad. I haven't heard this in almost 20 years. Like, I haven't listened to this since 2009. Like, seriously, I didn't listen to that CD. After my grandpa said it sounded like ass, I didn't touch it, I think, after that.
See, this is what I'd be asking shorties in the DMs, like, are you robot?
Are you a robot? Well, that's relevant now because everybody is fucking dead internet theory is all over the place. Like, we need to make sure we're not talking to AI.
For real.
So yeah, so this is a song called Outbreak. It's not my favorite. It's the title song, but it's not the greatest. Oh Lord, that's a long song for not much material. I have a song called Outbreak Part 2, which is a little bit more spicy. I think this one is on my YouTube channel, actually. One of my first uploads to YouTube back in 2009.
crazy.
What? Yeah, it's like
The drums are crazy.
like what they called Neil Peart from Rush or something.
Okay,
Neil.
I can see that.
I don't know, but it's definitely like a progressive rock inspired drum stuff. I think, I was really into fusing that electro with the rock stuff, like trying to make it feel like a rock thing, but very electronic. Okay, where's the motifer? Okay, whatever. Skip.
DJ skips a lot.
It's a long track, dude. It's like 8 minutes.
Or
It's on YouTube if anybody wants to listen to it, the full thing. Oh, here we go. Oh god, it's so brick wall I couldn't even find the breakdown here.
Everybody get involved. Yeah, this is the kind of shit that caught my attention back in the day, where, I mean, symphonies of electronic fucking music.
Yeah, it's spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's something's happening. Oh my god, it's like a boss battle theme.
Let's go.
Oh my god, this again? Okay, I'm done with the song. Okay, skip. Next one. This is trash. Yeah, it's on Spotify if you want to listen to that. Virus. So the thing is that I have a problem with, like, when I hear a song too much, I want to do something more with it because I'm bored of it. So the song Virus version I put on the actual record got a lot of hate because I basically ruined it because I hated it so much. So I sabotaged the track on purpose. I just overdid it on purpose because I was tired of the old song. I wanted it to be another type of song.
Oh, he overcooks all the time.
Yeah, overcook. And I put a glitching randomizer on the song, so it's random where it glitches. So it kind of ruins the song because every time it gets cool, it's like on purpose.
Like, you guys don't even understand how many times he showed me a version of a track, like maybe it's like number 2 or 3, and then he'll get all the way to 7 or 8,
Oh lord,
and then he'll be like, "Nah, fuck it, I just want version 2 again."
that happens
all the time.
But it happens more now
All the
than because before it is usually hindsight, long after the fact. But now, since I'm not pushing out a song as soon as I've finished it, I have time to kind of go like, oh, whoa. We're not doing version 7, we're doing version 2, which is I think not releasing so quickly is very important to not. Because I'm on a couple of songs on Vex 3 now where I'm on version 8, 7, 20, and because I can't find the style that song needs, and it's just getting worse and worse, and I'm just losing it. And
More content for the stream.
yeah. Okay, so the Scream we just listened to earlier. Listen to that. We listened to Bad Love earlier too. This is the album version. I don't know if it's very different. Very crushed. Ooh, okay. I think a lot of the problems I had, especially back then, is that when it got to album... Oh, my camera just turned off again.
Uh-oh.
No, it didn't. It's still here.
No, you're good.
When it came to album release time, because I was so bored of the song that actually got on the album sounds like a remix. You know? It doesn't sound like the original track anymore. It sounds like a remix of a remix of a remix of a remix. Like, it's so deep into remix territory. It's losing its motif, like the thing that, you know, you remember it by. The intro, the catchy, simple intro. It gets straight to the point. It has the melody or the vocals, like, in your face. And you go like, oh, that's that song.
You cut off fucking full verses of the song. Like, it's just...
And now it's just a remix. And the intros are just like a mix of nightmare fuel and noises to make it less memorable. So I do a lot of this self-sabotage stuff. Okay, I Am Analog. Like, this is one of my favorite tracks ever. You can tell by this little wave file at the end here that this is gonna end weirdly. That wave file should not look like this.
What the hell is that? Are you signing it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little bit like a slide. But you'll yeah, I don't know what it is. It's definitely a bad noise. I Am Analog. This is definitely also a rock track. Oh, the intro is horrible. Okay.
Did you put this up on Section Z?
Yes, I think I put this one on Section Z.
Yeah. We don't mean the label. We mean the website.
Yeah. We'll have a stream about the Section Z website at some point. Oh.
This might have been the track, Alex, where I was like, who the fuck is this dude? On top of the pile of tracks that you had uploaded.
Yeah, maybe. Oh. That's like a hard rock heavy metal track type.
So good.
Type shit. Okay, the outro. I'm curious to see what the fuck this outro is all about. Oh. Okay.
We should put this whole album back out.
It is out. It's on Spotify.
Well, no, it's only five tracks.
Oh, that's the So French Records version.
That's the only one that's there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we can think about it. I don't have the original WAV files anymore, so we have to put the WMA files. We've done worse. I put.
Bro, I'll order the fucking CD on eBay if I have to.
So, yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, when we get to
one of the fans probably has it.
Yeah,
we'll figure this out.
So when we get to Overworld, we're going to talk about some shady practices of uploading certain fail file types. We're not going to talk about it now.
Oof.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about that when we get to Overworld, but that one was rough because my hard drive crashed at that time. Okay, Stop the Mother Effers. I don't think we should listen to that one the full way because it's very rough language, but we can listen to 2 seconds.
I'm in America. You can say whatever you want here, bro.
But you
Except,
do...
like a lot of words.
Yeah, exactly. Little Sebastian vibe. Okay, I think that's about it because it's getting very languagey. Then I have a track called Hellfire, which I have my buddy Svaner and his brother. They're called Blue Bloods. DJ Diff is the guy who's mastering the whole album, by the way. I think I stole a sample from him. That's why he's credited here. So. Can just tell Svaner's voice when you hear it for 2 seconds. Oof, this scratching is annoying.
It's cold outside. Make you swallow your pride.
Okay, I think that's about it.
Beat like kung fu chop higher, split like Sire, Nora, my rap over. Glorious global skills, rapping various vocal drills. I take the beat and kill with fearless rap skills. I hit 'em up, never gave a fuck, still never will. I shut 'em up, the ghost in the dark, growing up hopeless. Anarchist about to spark this heavyweight hip hop shit with DJ Diff.
Yeah, so I think the reason why it's called with DJ Diff is because I took the vocals from a song they did together and made my own song. So they're mentioning DJ Diff in the track, but not me. That's sad, but it is what it is. Okay, once you get it, this is one of my favorite songs ever. I think I have a better version of it here that's not on the album. Because like I said, I remix things to death on the album. Actually, let's just listen to the better version first. ¿Qué?
You should sample this.
Yeah, maybe. I already sampled myself making this track. Like, this is me sampling a track I played on guitar and singing, and then I sampled it into here, so it'd be like a lot of
sampling.
Simulation, simulacra type shit.
Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, what's up, super chat?
Loving these streams lately, man. So inspiring. For real, right?
Thank you.
I was really upset I couldn't be on the last one for too long, but today I'm staying till the end.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Will. Appreciate it. So this is yeah, you guys, if you have something important you want to ask or you want to like really hammer in something you want us to know, use the super chat because we're not reading up, and I'm definitely not. I don't have time to read all the regular comments.
I'm in the chat. I'm keeping track.
Yeah, but if you guys have something you want to like shout out, that's super important for you to tell me, or if you have a question you want to answer today, you use the super chat and you'll get your answer immediately. Okay, so this is the album version of Once You Get It. I'm not so happy with this one because it's like so glitchy. it's like it's like 10 seconds in, and it's haven't even said the word it's supposed to say yet. It's just like beating around the word it should be saying. It's like it's like stuttering and not getting to the point, and it's so annoying in hindsight.
You want that instant gratification now.
Okay.
You want instant gratification now.
Yeah.
You're younger, you like to
Yeah.
more foreplay.
I think there's a kick-ass keyboard solo here. Oh. That's not the keyboard solo. So what?
Alex does have full Gordon Freeman Half-Life stash.
Oh, my stash?
Yeah, bro, it's Gordon Freeman.
Oh.
It's Half-Life-y. Looks good.
It's a little bit like Gary Oldman and fucking Dracula a little bit. Little Johnny Depp. Here's the keyboard solo I was talking about. I think actually I played that one on this one.
Yeah, you'd be playing that on the guitar, yeah?
Yeah, because you have these like bars and controls. You can like wow, and you have like a
And you
slide
look dope
pitch.
as fuck while you're doing it.
Yeah, there's like a slider here that's like a pitch thing. You know, you can slide your finger. It's like so I think I played it on that one. I played a lot of those solos actually on this one. That sounds a little bit more organic. But anyway, that was once you get it around. Okay, I want to just get through this. I don't really. I think this is on YouTube.
Timeless music, Alexander.
Okay. Live
It's timeless, bro.
Nice
It
left
feels good. It feels good today. Good music, bro.
Sometimes when you sample vocals and chop them up, and you get like these words that you didn't really mean to get, because you're kind of like making nonsense chops. But here's like it sounds like guys like fat. To go, guys like fat to go. It's like I'm at McDonald's. I'm like, guys like fat to go, please. Oh my god, that part right there, listen, Jesus Christ. And the drums, I'm like amazed by the mixing here too. Like,
Just good work, man.
the mixing
But
is so...
You worked your ass off for this record.
I don't know. I don't know if I did. But the point is that me and Josh, I just had a little conversation before the stream about the degradation of my mixing skills. And after Vinter and Hollywood and all these things, these things sound so good a lot of them at the time. Like, the masters, the mixes, they were so tight, and the drums and all that stuff. And then we get to Neener 2011, and it sounds like garbage. and it sounds like a 12-year-old who just learned how to produce. And the masters look so weird. If you look at the masters, they're like, I don't know what if the hell was going on. I think it's like I said to Josh, it's the time where I started smoking weed a lot, and it took me 10 to 15 years to get back to this sound of tightness. And it took me quitting weed really to get back here, because what I said to Josh earlier too is that when you smoke a lot of weed, you're not so critical, and I think you're just like happy, good times, vibing. It's like whatever, it's good, and your ears, your brains don't connect the same way. Everything just sounds amazing all the time, so you kind of don't make those critical perceptions of good or bad.
It changes the experience of listening.
It does.
It really does. I mean, it is a drug.
Yeah, and I definitely got addicted in the beginning to smoking weed, listening to something after I made it, because I heard it for the first time in new ears, and it made me appreciate the song from like a naive first listeners type view, because you kind of switch personalities when you smoke weed into a different person, and your memories becomes warped and distorted, and your perception does too, and you're hearing things through a different door. So it was all new to me. I think that's what kicked me on it. But I'm just amazed how good these drums and like this part right here is like so. I'm just wow. It's so good. Oh yeah. Okay. That wasn't so bad. And then we have a track called "The Flame," which is a metal track I made when I made into like a pop electro track. The mixing here isn't that great. The hi-hats are way too high, too loud. And then I think this is the metal version.
The vibes are real.
Your picture in my frame. This fire turns to take your life, to burn you down, to fuck your dreams, to take your crown.
Fucking awesome, dude.
Oh Lord, I could like listen. My first dream was to be like a trance superstar, like Armin or Tiesto, and stuff like that in the 90s. And then in the early 2000s, I wanted to be Metallica, Rammstein, Dimmu Borgir. I wanted to be that kind of band, like super powerful, big band, metal band. And after that kind of like fizzled out or died on the vine or whatever, I wanted to be like a French DJ producer with like a robo electro vibe. And when that fucking died and got killed off, I wanted to be a hip hop producer like DJ Premier and Alchemist and stuff like that. And when that fucking died on the vine,
I'm dead.
And when that died on the vine, I wanted to be a dubstep producer. And when that actually didn't. When I died on that vine, I wanted to be a film composer. So basically, I'm like, no matter what I actually achieve or don't, I kind of want to move on anyway. It's just my nature of things. I think it doesn't matter if I make it or not with any of these things. I just want to do something new after a while. I think that's the moral.
Bro, you have a job to do. Deadmau5 told you to save EDM. You still haven't fucking done it yet.
No,
we're waiting.
I think I don't know about that, bro. That's a hot potato. You bringing up hot potatoes in the middle of the stream is difficult.
Let's go. Let's keep jamming.
Okay,
dude.
okay. We got two songs left on this album, and then we're almost done with Winter in Hollywood, except for we got probably 200 more tracks, and then we're good. Okay, but there are a lot of the same tracks. So we're gonna skip the ones we've already listened to. Anyone? Oh, that sounded like a fart right off the bat. Oh, that sounds terrible. Oh. Yeah. No, I don't want to do that. That's too cringe for me. It's the last track on the album for a reason, okay? Like when I made that album, I was arranging them from my favorites to my least favorite, but I ended it with a really good one, so I could the last one wasn't completely trash, but yeah, that one track.
You couldn't even listen to 2 seconds consecutively. That track.
I knew that one because I thought Around was going to be. I mixed them up because they got so similar titles, but Around was the banger apparently. Can't get over that part right there, and Anyone is like a garbage track. Okay, Best of My Sin, we listened to it a little earlier, but this is the album version. Oh, guys can hear, like we talked about earlier, how I remix things to death and all these kinds of things. Here I had 5 or 6 different takes of this vocoder, and I couldn't choose which one I wanted to use. So I basically chop a little bit of each one of them, play them after each other. I do this a lot in my productions, and where you can hear a variation on a thing or a sound that's almost the same. Especially when I did a lot of dubstep, I couldn't decide which riff to use or which sound to use, so I used all of them after each other. And I was so envious of people who could just stick to one sound through their tracks, but I could never decide, so I just took all of them. So if you guys listen clearly to this intro here, I'm using like 5 or 6 different vocoder takes after each other because I cannot decide. Anyway, yeah, we listened to this track earlier, so we don't need to listen to it anymore. What was that sound? Was that something dangerous? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Oh, that was probably my phone.
Are you sure? It could have been. Oh God, I'm gonna get so scared when I hear.
That was probably a text message.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. Oof, get so scared when I hear these like beep boop sounds. Okay, you can play. We listened to this before. So this is from the I think this is the album that I call Space Wolf. These tracks we've listened to a lot of them before, so we're not gonna listen a lot. But this is the vibe. This is ironically also the opening track on my first Savant album as well, which sounds like complete ass. So this is like it's such a downgrade. Okay.
You're so hypercritical. This is gorgeous.
Oh no, this is great.
So simple, too.
This one's good. I'm talking about the Niner version is trash, like the one I made later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought about like a analogy or euphemism for like
It's just, to me, you solved this earlier because like you had been producing like band pop, like, you know, this type of stuff for a while, like, and then when you started doing quote unquote dubstep, you were just entering the genre because this is something you wanted to do now.
Yeah.
Right. You hadn't done like, maybe you'd done some breakbeat, you'd done some, you know, other stuff before that, but you'd not done that style.
No, yeah. So it is a bit of like a stumbling in the door, trying to figure it out quickly. But my point with this stuff though is, like, I wish there was like a euphemism for something from the Bible or from like old folk thing saying where a person who is alone on the planet or alone in the wilderness doesn't know how good he's hunting lions until somebody tells him how great he is at hunting lions. For, you know what I'm saying? Like a guy who survives in the jungle, for instance, right? And he's basically killing lions for a living. And we from the outside look at that and go like, what the F, you know? But for him, that shit is just like mediocre to him because he wishes he had a different life, or he wishes that he could...
he wishes he had a shotgun.
Yeah, shotgun, or he just wishes he didn't have to hunt those things, or he's just doing it because he has to. He feels like he has to. And a lot of this stuff sounds like I didn't know... Like, this stuff sounds so good to me, and then when we get to the Nina record, it sounds so trash. And it just feels like the guy who was hunting the lions moved to the city and started eating McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, his greatness disappeared.
Well, I mean, apparently the hunter just started smoking weed.
But, yeah, but I'm saying, like, my point with the moving to the city analogy is that he can't hunt anymore there. There's nothing to hunt, or he gets everything he needs on a silver spoon, or you can just work, and then you get the food over here. The thing...
Well, I want McDonald's right now.
Yeah, me too, but, you know, let's not start that engine. But, you can Uber Eats that shit. I can't. There's no Uber Eats here. We don't have McDonald's here.
I'm not paying $30 for a Big Mac right now.
I would actually pay $30.
And then have somebody spit in my food because I didn't tip them good.
Oh Lord, yeah, that's right, America. I forgot about America.
Out. I'm never using this fucking stuff again.
I'm pretty sure.
Go to the restaurant.
I'm pretty sure I ate a bunch of burgers with spit in it. Like, I lived off McDonald's for 10 years there. I'm still trying to get rid of the fat that I put on in LA.
Hey, Clayton Harvey, thanks for the super chat. Josh made in Savant. I am now inspired to go listen to Savant Complete. This is cool music.
Awesome. Thank you.
This is good. Got a new fan in the house.
Awesome. Yeah, none of this stuff is on Savant Complete. Okay, anyway. Next. I'm sorry. I was trying to move on. But yeah, the Savant Complete stuff is, we're gonna talk about the Savant journey.
We already talked about it.
Yeah, no, but I mean not that, but I mean the journey, all the records. I've even, like, we can take a look down here, but earlier today I started organizing demos from all the albums. So Mushroom Cloud, that's Mastermind, the demo for Mastermind. Here are some early Niner demos, and yeah, basically all of this is like Vario, and then we get to here it starts overworld demos. Oh, my camera died. No, it's just turning on and off. Okay, that's so creepy. And then we are getting to ism demos. Here's ism. Yeah, you can hear. There's a song called Hex, actually. Oh my god, people who are super into that ism alchemist era, they're gonna have a boner through this thing because there's so much.
And that's what you selected, because there's more.
Yeah, there's more, but they're like super like too short or too bad. That wasn't good enough to be on ism to me, so I didn't put it on there. Anyway, so now we are at Beautiful World. That's on the Protos record. I think we can also listen to these Protos centric things when we start getting into Protos, because they are basically the foundation for Protos, a lot of these. But we can skip a lot through them, and then we can take a closer listen once we get to Protos. So basically, literally identical to the Protos version. Yeah, you guys heard that, and then.
What kind of person are you to
Bro,
deny?
this would make a good intro for like a space theme TV show.
Oh, you mean like that? What's it called? Not the Belt, but it's called the. You know which one I'm talking about? You saw it, right?
Yeah, the one about.
Yeah, what's it called again? Chat.
Expanse.
The Expanse. There you go. Too late, chat. We got it. But this, yeah, it's like the really bad emo version of like a space is shit and humanity's gone too far.
They have a pop song. They have a pop song from that time in the series.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because the lyrics are broken down, like it's what they imagine a pop sound would sound like, in that time.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty fucking badass.
No, I saw the whole series. I've
show.
seen the series twice. But it's so bad.
It's like I'm all alone.
Oof. But it's so bad, and it's got some cool stuff at the same time. So you're kind of like, do you know when you watch terrible TV shows and you start falling in love with it despite it's being shit? Like you just get hooked in because you got to find out what happens in the next episode, even though you hate it. Like I've had tons of TV shows where I just get like sucked in, and you just get hooked on it, even though it's trash and you kind of hate it. The Expanse was like that for me, where I just needed to know what the ending was.
It's so good.
I was reading the Wikipedia about the books they're based on. I wanted to know what the ending was so bad. Anyway, okay, Beautiful World. Let's take a quick listen.
What kind of person are you to deny? The survival of a species is for you to decide. The people wanna know what you're planning to do. If it comes down to just us two, if all else fails, you can lie to us some more. It never failed once in human history, but it never failed in history.
Yeah, so it's basically the same track. Hey, okay, next track, Broken. This is one of my favorites. It's just an instrumental, small C. It's a little Phil Collins inspired. Yeah, don't hate it. It's pretty good. And then we have my Prince inspired track, Candy. I want candy. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-doo. It's a little mama say, mama say, mama
I
say.
almost used this one in an ad.
Oh, wow. Sneaky. Don't do that. This is secret, top secret material. So yeah, it's got a lot of mama say, mama sa, mama. Want to be certain something vibe on the beginning here. Mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. Mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. Mama say, mama sa, mama kusa. Mama say. But now it gets princey. Ah, yeah. Ooh. Oh. There's something about it about. Na 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 na. La da ba ba da ba. Woo. You can hear the I want candy part, like I want candy. But yeah. Okay, chemicals.
Wait, hold on. Before you play that track real quick, like,
What?
which one is the Vinter and Hollywood track that has the lyrics, I just want to take care of you? 'Cause
Oh,
I did use that one.
Oh Lord, it's coming up here. It's called "Take Care of You."
Okay. Yes, that one.
it's this one.
My favorite.
Yeah, I think that one is out. I've not released it, but it's on a mixtape, so it's out in the world. Chemicals has not officially been released, and it's one of those songs I kind of want to finish. I'm not going to play the whole song, but it's definitely a Michael Jackson. What's it called? Bad?
Go.
Is it bad?
Give him a good
Beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. It's that one. But it's definitely not the same vibe. It's just the drums. Okay, yeah, so vocals. Oh, okay. Yeah, I played.
You gotta put this out.
Yeah, I played it on like a Rhodes keyboard at one of the studios that was around when I was lived in that city.
Yeah, no, the chat's going crazy with the hearts. Like, I haven't seen this before.
That's cool. I like it. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the whole track. I think.
Just a little bit of it.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's a couple of seconds.
Chat's been waiting a long time for this.
Yeah, good. Okay, next, let's do Children. This one is also never gonna see the light of day. So yeah, I know. You'd have to pay me like this one I want to release, so I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so you'd have to pay me a crazy amount to put that one out for free.
It would be Vex. It would be Vex.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Would be a Vex track.
Vex track, yeah, because it's kind of like poppy. Okay, so Children is sampled in People. What's it called again? It's on Overworld, I think. People Monster. Is it called People Monster? What's it called? I don't remember. Anybody remember? Everybody's a fucking ism schematic. So-
Robot People Monster.
Robot People Monster. So this is sampled in Robot People Monster. This is the original track. Or is it? Now,
Babies become children, become you and me and everybody else. People become monsters, just like you and me and everybody else. Just like you and me and everybody else.
it doesn't.
Timeless, bro.
Timeless.
Timeless.
So yeah, I want to.
So
I want to
good.
finish that one off too. It doesn't have a chorus. It just has a verse. Does it have a second verse? I think so.
Humans become robots. They never do what they feel. If they feel anything at all, robots become monsters when they're programmed to destroy all happiness and joy. The computer in us all tells us this is wrong.
Did you think about putting this on Protos?
No. I already sampled it on.
You might have showed it to me then.
Maybe the Protos Bonanza is right here. Let me see. I put it as a separate thing here. It is. I think I did. Nightmares. Children is not was not supposed to be on Protos. No.
Okay.
Yeah, but this is was in the Robot People Monster track, I think, a little bit, and this is one of the first tracks when I started like really writing lyrics that was making sort of sense to me, and the lyrics in this one's pretty heavy-handed on the it's very judgmental on humanity, kind of where it's about like the innocence of being like when you talk about monster people who are murderers or genocide monster dictators, crazy people, whoever, they all start as babies. So this whole track is about like the trajectory of being just a spire, like a tiny innocent little ball, into something that's like could destroy things for everybody else. And it's a lot also to do. So the first verse is about like growing up and becoming a monster because you become an adult. The second verse is about choices we make because we are trying to fit in or we're just doing what we're told. And so basically the first one's about the dictator or the master, and the second one's about the soldier who's just following orders, and that's what turns him into a monster. It's basically being programmed. So the whole robot part,
Like Deadpool.
so the whole robot part is basically being a programmed slave, which robot is literally like Slavic for slave, like that's where that word comes from. So yeah, programmed to destroy all happiness and joy. Yeah, so it didn't have a chorus because I felt like when the verses were that strong, it was so difficult to make a chorus that kind of like summed it up or to made it even, like a chorus needs to be catchy and bigger than the verses. So I kind of couldn't top the verse. Sometimes I will write a good verse and I can't make a good chorus. Sometimes it's the other way around. Okay, Cry for Love. Here's the original version of that. There's a couple of versions of this actually. I think there should be another version here somewhere. Cry for Love. Here it is. So there's these. Cry for Love. Yeah, this one's the same as this one. Okay, Cry for Love. those drums are from a Yamaha organ. My granddad, I sampled from my granddad's Yamaha organ. The same guy who said my music sounded like noise. He didn't say trash, he said noise. He was trying to be nice. It's constructive. He's one of the greatest people in my life, by the way, my grandpa, so don't hate on my grandpapa. Okay.
Grandpa was awesome.
It's on your mind, play it deep, makes you dance, makes you sleep. You want to try, afraid to die, but don't you worry, it's just a cry for love. It's a magical sound, magical sound. Cry for love. It's a magical sound, magical sound. It goes around right into my heart, into the ground. It's more than just a sound to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's tight. That one's hard to top. There's a couple of tracks from the Vinter and Hollywood stuff I tried to do on Protos that it was hard to top, and I think Cry for Love was one of them. The other one's Super Sheriff, where the original is just superior completely. Because the vocal, I was 21 or 20 when I made these tracks, and Protos I was almost closing up on 30. And all the cigarettes and smoking and all that stuff, not singing properly or coaching myself. A lot of the notes I was hitting back then, I couldn't hit anymore when I was a little bit older because I was not training. So a lot of these, not Cry for Love, but especially Super Sheriff.
Like he says,
Yeah.
I love both versions.
Yeah, but this one is like, it is so pure because it doesn't have that overthinking trying to make it into like the finished track. This is just me having fun. So
You were also self-recording, engineering, mixing, mastering, rewriting in a foreign land.
I don't know. I don't think that. Listen, we went to a guitar shop. Remember, I still have the guitar right here. We bought this in Chicago. We bought this guitar in Chicago. This is the Protos guitar. We remember we went to a guitar shop in Chicago to find a guitar so I could record Protos. And
Such a beautiful guitar.
yeah, it's
You gotta sign that shit, bro.
yeah, it's a Fender Telecaster. It's a the reason I wanted this one is because there is a guy called John Five. He was the guitarist for Marilyn Manson. He's a very good guitarist, and he plays this because it's a country guitar, but it's very all-purpose, and it sounds very nice. So that's why I got that. This is the only guitar I used on Protos. But yeah, no, recording in America was not a big deal to me. It was recording in an apartment is always difficult. I've always lived in apartments, and when they have neighbors so close by, it's super hard to record vocals. Oh my god, this song. Oof, okay, so there's a song called Cry for Love demo. This clearly looks unmastered, so let's see what this. Oh yeah, this is a little more raw. It sounds like the Pointer Sisters with Automatic. You remember that, Josh? Automatic. That one? Yeah. 80s. Okay, let's...
It's on your mind, play it deep, makes you dance, makes you sleep. You want to try.
Okay, we gotta stop it there. It was a little off.
Yeah, it's so good.
So Dancer in
You
the
can't hear it yourself, I guess, but man.
So this is a file that clearly has been taken from a hard drive recovery, where you can tell like the hard drive recovery couldn't handle this part and out. Let me see if I can find a better version. Let me.
What did it do?
It happens when you
Killed
recover
the whole channel?
Yeah, Dancer in the Dark. Let's see. This one is with a capital. Let's try this one. This might be. Oh, that looks like Savant. Yeah, that's from Savant. Let me see. Dancer in the Dark, Savant. Dancer in the Dark. Holy shit! What is that? Oh Lord, that's from back in the day. Terrible.
You got more than half the track there.
Oh yeah, I know. It's standing. I'm just wondering. Oh God, all the versions I have are the broken file. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's a demo for whatever album that was on. That one too. Okay, I don't think I have the full. Yeah, no, I just have the broken version. That happened because my hard drive died. So, okay, so we just get the intro here basically then. Okay.
You dance just like a lady.
You dance.
Can't believe I just made you. But then reality hits me in the face and takes away this amazing place where I
Yo,
found
dude,
you
called
dance.
Ariana Grande in the chat.
What?
Lilu just called you Ariana Grande in the chat.
Fuck off. What, me?
Yeah, you. Who else?
Oh, with this singing, you mean? Like this intro thing?
Yeah, bro, she's like, all right, Ariana Grande.
Yeah, thank you guys. This was, yeah, not very Ariana Grande, but okay.
The range, it's about the vocal range.
Yeah.
I would take that as a compliment.
Yeah, sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. Sometimes I have to auto-tune the fuck out of it. It's a good day, bad day type thing.
God bless autotune.
Yeah, no, I don't think a lot of the stuff where you can't hear the autotune, I didn't use autotune. Like, I used autotune as an effect, like T-Pain would say, you know, like it is an effect.
Yeah.
Like you want it to sound like a robot, you do it as a robot, and then what? What was you? Oh, it was my wife saying that?
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of
Lilu,
backstabbing?
You don't know your username, your
No,
wife's username, bro.
No, I saw this mega guy say Ariana Grande, damn it, and then my wife said I didn't see my wife's comment earlier there. I getting stabbed in the back from all points here. Okay, so let's go to the chorus. Yeah. Oh, sneezy.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was very happy with the production here. All that stuff is like dreamy to me. Like this is the sort of stuff I would love to be doing. Like warm 80s stuff. Forget It, we heard that one earlier. And Hit the Top. This is the on Protos, which wasn't people's favorite. And it's sad to me because it was mine. This is the original Hit the Top. It's a little bit like it's a band from the 80s called Yes. That sample is it's from a fuck, I'm not gonna get nerdy autistic. Let's listen to music. It's a little Scarface-y. You remember the soundtrack for Scarface? Like, push it to the limit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're trying to do, bro.
On the razor's
It's a montage song, bro.
You gotta push it. Yeah, push it to the limit. So I think it's a little bit of that going on. Push it to the limit.
Some things are better left unsaid, so you better leave it alone.
Like, there's no auto-tune here. Like, you just listen, it's like, I think when I wanted to make this 80s stuff, I wanted to try to make it as genuine as possible. There are some Vinter and Hollywood tracks I used a lot of auto-tune on, but a lot of these more like they sound like real band stuff, or 80s pop songs. I was trying my best to stay away from that stuff, so it's a little, what I call it David Bowie, when it sounds a little bit like, you know, like he was unfortunately not a great singer.
But he would belt it out because he could belt it. You know what I mean?
If
And
it's
that's all that matters.
it's about that. But he was not a very good technical singer. Neither am I, unfortunately. So I have to try my best. So there's gonna be some wrong notes.
Some things are better left unsaid, so I think you better leave it alone.
That's like my favorite hook ever. Like I've written. Like I'm so. This song is so hype. It could have been on Scarface if it was made like 30 years earlier. It would have been on Scarface. Like.
I did my time, all my young years. I learned much about my mind, but I never cried any tears. I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop now. I can't stop till I hit the top. I can't stop now. No, I can't stop now. No.
It is very Duran Duran. I don't know if you remember Duran Duran. Like this. No. It's very like. They have a song called "Girls on Film." Girls on film. Girls on film. It's got a same type of vibe. Oh God, I love Duran Duran so much. Jesus Christ. Oh. Damn, if I could just make like I miss this shit so much.
Better left unsaid. Yeah, so you better leave it alone. I can't stop. I can't stop.
Oh, let's do the slowed and what's it called, chopped and screwed. Even more. Let's see. That's kind of hot. You know it's a good track when you can speed it up or slow it down and it's still. Let's speed it up to see what it would sound like with what's it called? Nightcore? Is that what they call it?
Let's go.
Okay. What?
Hyper pop it.
Oh, hyper pop it. Okay. you say?
This is the Galaxy Gas version.
Galaxy Gas. Yeah, that's one of my all-time favorite. If I had to make a top 10, that would be definitely be on my top 10 favorite.
Remix.
I already remixed it. Again. Okay. Human Horror. This one's been. It was botched on. Was it Alchemist? The first Alchemist from 2012. I think it was on there. I had a shitty version. Anybody remember that in the Chatillo? Anybody in the chat remember the original horror human? Yeah, it's called the Horror. That's what it's called.
Horror.
Yeah, so this is the original where I sampled that from.
Love that fucking track, bro.
But on the Alchemist 2 that I released 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever, I re-recorded all that stuff and made it a new song. But this is the original. It sounds completely different. Oh, the THX. Oh my god. I recreated the THX sound.
You can never escape. Think of everything you cannot create. It is impossible to change the world. As you get older, it's already too late. You got lost at the start. Your whole life is falling apart. Even though you fall in love again, they're always gonna break your heart. The horrors you must face when you're part of a human race. Nevertheless, you gotta smile and do your best.
It's a little James Hetfield. James Hetfield in there.
So good.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
Back to bed. Part of being human.
I love this outro. Do you remember there was a band, French electro group from the 90s called Deep Forest?
Oh, Deep Forest.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, I wouldn't call them electro. They were like
electronic pop.
like Enya. It was like Enya.
World music, world electronica. Let's call it that. World electronica.
Yeah, Dead Can't Dance.
Yeah.
those
Oh,
guys.
yeah. No, yeah, they're getting a little too deep there. But let's go into Enigma and Deep Forest vibe, okay? And this outro right here has that vibe where it's like a little ethnic, but it's still like very like moody.
That's so good.
I would like that could if I just chop that up, that would be its own song with some break beat on it or something. I don't know.
Like, oh yeah, get to some drum and bass.
Yeah, something.
For real. I could hear that.
That more like jungle. Like,
Yeah, that would be fire.
yeah, okay. Hungry Eyes. This is actually so on the first Alchemist, I remixed Hungry Eyes, but on the second Alchemist, I just took the original Hungry Eyes. So there's nothing new on the Alchemist 2 has the original Hungry Eyes. This one, I think. I think I chopped down the intro though. This is a long intro. Oh, mariachi.
wanna be there when you
Okay, so if anybody wants to complete that listen, they can go and get Alchemist 2 on Bandcamp or YouTube. The full version of this is there. It's literally the same file. Just a machine. I'm not sure if that's such a.
I'm just a machine.
Okay.
I'm in a bathroom break.
Okay, bathroom break. Let's go.
I'm just a machine, struggling for survival. A robot can dream in a cardboard box at arrival. Surrounded by cables and flashing lights in the room of my mother. Powered by a soul and mind and software like no other. I'm just a machine, struggling for survival.
Yeah, I wonder what this would sound like also if we did like a pitch down version. Oh, that's a little too pitched. That was failed. A little less. Okay. We're doing a little chopped and screwed.
On one line, one I got. It feels so very good to feel.
Yeah, so that's just a machine. Yeah, my kids are crying in the background. We have to give her like some sort of antibiotic medicine in the middle of the night. Yeah, every 8 hours. So we're waking her up. So she's gonna be screaming a little bit here. She got tick bites, so she's gonna get Lyme disease unless we.
Yeah, you gotta handle that.
Yeah, so she's crying a little bit, but she's gonna be fine once she get the medication.
Oh,
Yeah. So anyway, so there's a bunch of other tracks. We're almost not even halfway. Okay, let's keep going. Lordy Lord.
This is a kingdom of ours. This is a kingdom for kings. This is a kingdom of ours. This is a kingdom for kings. Deep enough to swim, shallow enough to walk, deep enough to think, shallow enough to talk.
so are you trying to get Capcom's attention or Disney's attention with this one?
With this one? What do you mean?
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, Kingdom of Hearts. I made this long before that IP was out, dude. Or did I? I think I did. Is there a solo in here? I'm just wondering.
It's not too late. Don't let them see your fate. Oh, life is much too great. Damn, these people seem so nice. I can't believe my eyes. How can we tell the truth from the lies? This is a kingdom of ours, where you live and you're free. It's a kingdom.
Yes, I think it's very possible to learn music without going to school or look at any tutorials. I think you can learn all this stuff by just listening closely to records.
Bro, to me, YouTube killed the idea of universities, man.
Yeah, that too. But I'm talking about like talking about like learning to make like all of these things. I didn't go to school to learn any of this stuff. I didn't go to classes to learn any instruments. I didn't watch any YouTube tutorials to learn how to make any of these things. I didn't read any magazines to find out what tips, what kind of plugins people used or machines. This is all just like pure trial and error all the way. This is me getting to a point where I could hear a record and start recognizing what sounds people are using the hard way without using any tools or help or encyclopedias on the internet at all. It's just like you hear it and you know exactly how to do that or how they did that. And that's a skill that I think is going to get lost. And I think I'm one of the last generations on this earth who learned by ear, completely isolated without the internet. I didn't grow up with the internet. Like I didn't get internet until I was basically like 20. Around this time is when I got my own internet. So anything I learned before that, I had to use my internet when I visited my grandparents and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they had internet on their family computer. I got them viruses and shit on their computer.
I used to date girls that had internet.
That was your key thing. Like you're online, bro. Oh, you got internet? I'm taking you out to dinner. I'm taking you out to dinner. Can I send an email? Can I send an email at you when we get to your house?
I was emailing another girlfriend.
Oh Lord, dude, can I install Napster real quick? I heard this new fucking Metallica tune is fucking dope.
No, that was after. I think Napster came out and I already been married once.
Oh Lord.
No, it's
The art of dual marriage. Okay, let's go. Mystery was on, I think, Ism, if I'm not completely wrong, maybe. Okay, Mask. This is a song that's pretty cool. It's half and half the band Yes, I talked about earlier. It's not a very known band, but they have the song called Owner of a Lonely Heart is better than an owner of a broken heart. Owner of a lonely heart. Alesso just released a remix of that. I tried to enter the remix competition, but I didn't finish. Anyway, Mask is like inspired by the singer from Yes, and also the cartoon called Mask. It was like a 80s cartoon called Mask that was like it was made to sell toys, right? So it's one of those Transformers, like the cars turn into helicopters and everybody had a cool mask on their head and they kind of like transformed into vehicles and all kinds of shit. So this is kind of like an in-between 80. Oh, my daughter's crying a lot. She's taking the medication, but okay. Gonna listen to Mask. Let's see if we can get through this.
Put
yeah, so that was that. That was mask. I had to change cameras again because camera is dying every 4 seconds. Probably have to figure out a new solution for this camera business at some point. I think also I might have to go help out my kid a little bit. So maybe we should put on like a track for for the chat so I can go.
Yeah, do some autoplay if you want to go.
Yeah.
Be dad for a sec, bro.
Yeah, I have to go be a dad a little bit. So I was thinking I could put on some tracks, and then you could take over the talkie talk a little bit. I'll turn the music a little bit down so you can talk a little bit. Yeah, so this track was sampled on something, and I ruined it with making a crappy drum and bass remix. I think it was Ism. Okay. Let's see. There we go.
Oh shit. Well, he walked away, so I guess like I'll have to fill this in because it's quiet, right? Yeah, this one's on Ism. So, just to clarify, I don't know how to pronounce Cyrillic yet, but I'll learn someday. We're gonna update Savant Complete, but like I'm sorry, we're not gonna update Savant Complete. We're gonna move it to either the subscription on Bandcamp, and then there's gonna be like a VIP section or a cult on the Savant website where it's gonna be that and more. So that's how we're gonna handle it. Yeah, talk to me, chat. Questions. Let's go. I'm doing good. Sorry I wasn't on the last chat. I run a whole another business besides like managing Alex and like had to go take care of that day. I got double booked by my other business. But we're doing good. You know, I can't wait for it to get warm because it's stupid cold right now in Chicago. I want Alex to put all of these things on everything. Like, well, I wanted to re-release these things because, like, in his head, right, like he's done with it, and it did what it did. Why release it if it's not towards the greater effort? But at the same time, I think like what he needs to be focused on right now is, hey, we're in an era where content is everything. He's got so many tracks, and if he actually puts them all in these streaming services and available for use in social media, like it's only going to be better for him in the long term. All right, so my favorite, Mark, thank you for the super chat. My favorite Savant track is Sustainer. I like the really long build-up tracks that make me drive fast, but Sustainer was like the first track that like really took me up, and then a close second is Cali 47. I used to actually like break character and go out to dance with the fans when that fucking track came on because it was just such a great break loose kind of track, you know. Those are my two favorites. Section Z is not around anymore, but we're gonna have a whole episode about Section Z. It went from being a community website to a label to the management company only to nothing. So
well, they changed to Zion for a bit. But the management.
Well, yeah, that was just like me trying to get away from the whole thing. This I consider to be one of my biggest mistakes in my entire life.
When you made
talk about that.
When you made SoundCloud before SoundCloud, you mean?
Well, no, just like stopping the label and not just kind of like continuing that vibe.
Yeah, I feel
we were doing a good job. It was just that like there was so many different things going on. Like you had moved to LA. I had just moved to LA. A lot of things were changing, right? Like you went from, the cost of living in LA the cost of promoting the music, the cost of like, you know, just doing life,
Yeah.
the ambitions, the projects, all that stuff. But would I do another label? It's not off the table. But I'm more at the point right now where I'm so focused on like what's happening with Savant, what's happening with my business. I might help other artists along the way, obviously, like especially once we're out there and meeting them and like in person kind of thing, but not like I'm waking up and making 12, 15 calls for the first 4 hours of the morning to see what everybody's working on and if they're following up. And I can't do that no more. I can't break no more ribs.
Yeah. Management is difficult stuff. It is. It's not easy.
Well, I didn't do just I went touring with you too, bro. Like that was, you know, some managers, the business managers a lot of them don't travel, right? Like some of these guys these days haven't even met some of these artists they fucking manage on the business side. I was doing everything,
Yeah.
you know, plus the label. So
That's right.
but yeah, bro, let's keep going.
I was thinking also when I was away now that we should have this is called Highschool, this podcast. We should have like a bully meter function on our we should make some sort of overlay on the stream where people can go to like a separate website that we make where people can click a button to make like meters go up and stuff for like,
oh yeah,
I want like a weird meter, like, because I feel like a lot of the stuff I say is just like so weird, and I want like, now Alex is being weird, like the weird meter. I want to get bullied.
Maybe we just need an emoji for that. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
let's
I want
just
like a
assign an emoji
bar.
for it.
I want like a bar. I want like a slider that goes up.
All right, here, hold on. Let me see if I can hack this with emojis. There's like solid colors.
Okay, last week you said each album had an old song put on it. Which one was revisited on Zion? Now that's a good question. Let's go check it out. This is also something you guys have to deal with, is that I have released and produced so much goddamn music that I do not remember half of the stuff I've put out. I have to ask the chat sometimes where, like, what album was this on? What was the original title of this thing? Because there's so much. I have no idea. So let me go into Savant 2011 to 17 albums and Zion and see Anunnaki, Arrival, Apocalypse, Crusade, Desert Eagle,
I mean,
Castle.
chat's already figured it out.
Yeah. Okay, can you guys chill the fuck out? Let me do some of the Alexandering. Okay, god damn it, guys. Let me live, okay? Stoning me already. So Princess of Zion apparently had a sample from Together. We talked about that earlier. And then we have a track called Royalty, but that's also a Savant track, so it doesn't count. And I think that's it. I think Princess of Zion is the only track that had a sample from Together. Let me double check if it had it already, okay? Together again, together. Yeah, I think I remember now. There. Oh my god, the sound design is horrible on this track. Weird. You're weird. Anyway, okay, so you guys.
No, royalty was not a typo.
No, Royalty. I was thinking about this in the kitchen 2 days ago because I wanted to explain that specifically. So, royalty is like, kings and queens and stuff. And royalty and reality, it was mixing reality and royalty together into like this. Today we would call it maybe oligarchy, maybe, basically we live under our lords. And so it is the reality of living in a world full of people ruling, like a ruling class. A lot of my music is very Illuminati, conspiracy theory stuff driven. So a lot of my stuff is trying to be back in 2011, the word woke meant that you knew what was up, and in 2018 In 2018, the word woke suddenly meant liberal. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you're like like the inclusion, diversity, that sort of stuff. But back in 2011, woke meant that you had seen the movie Zeitgeist, and that you knew what the fuck was up with the Illuminati and the Rothschilds and the banking syndicates and
you knew all the good conspiracy.
yeah. I was conspiracy nut back then. I was nutting. Almond nuts, everything. But okay, so you guys listen to Mystery. Yeah, and then we listened to Synthesizer Love, which is on YouTube, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on that. That's I released that one for free 15 years ago. Nemesis, that's one of those cringe songs that I'm not going to play. Outlaw, we listened to. Pro Funk, this is a track that you guys will recognize. I think it is on, let me double check. Is it Ism? Is it the track called... Zeitgeist on Ism? Okay. That's cool. I thought that was on Overworld. So this track is on Overworld, actually, and it's called... Is it called... Dirty... No. Arcade Night Cruise, I think. Is it what's called? This one. Yeah, so that one is basically sampling this song called Pro Funk, which just sounds like this. And I think that guitar riff is from Cry for Love, so there's a lot of like incest going on here. So this track is a fever dream of my ultimate 80s hybrid shit. Like, it has everything that I love with 80s music and modern music put together. Like these... these French touch, glitchy, choppy things, but it's got a funky guitar riff from the late 70s. The drums are like mid-80s, powerful, super pop. Very heavy synthesizers. Those drums are actually from the demo of... Is it Billie Jean? The demo from Billie Jean. Like, Michael Jackson had these tapes, and they leaked online on like a long time ago, where it was like his personal demos. No, it's from... This is the Billie Jean version, or the Beat It version, or whatever it is, from the Pepsi commercial he did in the 80s.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and the drums from this is straight from the VHS tape that was recorded from. That's why it sounds like this.
It gives it its own aesthetic.
You can hear the kids screaming in the background, like, oh. That sounded bad. Michael Jackson and kids screaming. I mean, there's kids in a playground or something in the VHS.
Right, that's part of their environmental audio.
Yeah. Oh, this break. This is my absolute favorite shit. I live for that shit. Funky, chopped stuff. Okay, Rapture, that is on one of these albums, right? It's on... which album is it on again? Somebody's gonna jump in there. Oracle? No. Yes! Oracle. Wow, random. So Rapture is on Oracle. And... oh, damn, that's... Okay, I didn't remember it was that bad. Okay, so the original is I Like This Better.
Don't go, 'cause
What are you saying?
Once you get, I got a couple of super chats to catch up
Oh
with.
Lord. Okay, come on, give it to me, baby.
So
Uh-huh.
Calypso's asking, can you play the unreleased version of Get Down that you posted a snippet of a long time ago? Not the one you played last week. It had a deep vocal and FM bass. Everybody, we just get down. Hope that jogs the
Oh,
memory.
I don't know if that's called Get Down. I think that's called. Wait a second. I can try to find Get Down. See if we find it. Let's see. Get Down every day. Is it like every day we get down, get down?
Yeah,
baka,
yeah,
baka,
yeah.
baka. I don't know. We can. It's like 100 songs called Get Down here. So we'll have to stop and take a listen. That was a brick wall. That was a brick wall. Okay, it wasn't that many songs actually. Okay, let's see if it's this one. I think this is the one I played last time. Why is it mono? That's what's triggering me a little bit.
Every day we get down.
I don't know if it's just a version.
Yeah, no, they said you played that one last week.
Yeah, I don't really know if I have another version that I can. It's not called Get Down then. It's called something else. It is called, what would it be called? It would be called Data Crush Mixtape. Is it in here? It would be called, goddamn, what would it be called? It would be called, I'd have to think about that one because it's definitely not called Get Down. It would be called, fuck, what would it be called? Trap or something? Goddamn, been spending all day just looking for it in here.
Well, bank it while you're thinking about that.
Yeah, we gotta keep rolling. What was the other? There was another one.
Graham T says, "What's your favorite Savant album you feel has held up well? Which album has aged the worst?" You already answered that one.
Oh
Hope
Lord.
this hasn't been asked before. Invasion is still number one to me.
Okay, yeah, Invasion is. After we do the retrospect stuff, I'm gonna rank him personally. Because I haven't listened to a lot of these since I made them. A lot of albums, when I'm done making them, they go into the trash.
That's a good idea. Let's do a tier list.
Yeah,
like, once we're done talking about the album.
Yeah, so every episode we start doing the albums, we're gonna start making the tier list right away. We're gonna start putting them on where they rank, and we're gonna redeem them. So at the end of those streams, we're gonna make a best of playlist on Spotify where we basically pick the stuff that these shouldn't have been on this record, they're too good for this record type songs, and then make a new Savant record basically from those where we call the best of, or gold Savant Gold, we'll call it something like that.
S tier.
Yeah,
For Savant.
yeah. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna rank him
Or B
and
tier.
rank him and bank him. Yeah, but this was Rapture. Oh, that was 2 songs. And then the Oracle version. I put this guitar thing on top and it ruins the whole vibe a little bit. It should have just been the beat and the vocals, but... Anyway. Yeah, it's not, that's a Rapture is a good track. I love that one. Okay, Ride Like the Wind, we heard that a million times. Space. Now this is a track that came out on another album, another Savant album, and it was called something else. It was called, it's not on Vibes. Is it on Invasion? Maybe. I got you to clear a sample for me, Josh. This is like one of the only times we've Innocence. It's on Invasion.
Cleared a few samples, bro.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to demean your position. That's the one I was like a lot of the time where we just clear them because there's like, oh shit, there's some samples here. But this one, didn't want to even release it without knowing we couldn't get the sample clearance. And it's from, oh my god, I'm freezing up. It's like the huge band for me. I've sampled them a tons of times. There's like two white guys from the 80s making funk music, instrumental music. They're super famous. God damn, what are they called again? Anybody in chat can help me out a little bit? Steely Dan. There you go, Steely Dan.
Steely
Yeah,
Dan.
I'm so sorry, guys. Steely Dan. Of course, I have like all their albums on CD and everything. Huge fan. It's just all the years of weed ruined my brain. So this is.
I love that was enough a description for the chat to give you an answer. Though,
Yeah.
like,
Of course.
This could be like 30 million.
No. Of course, it's Steely Dan. Everybody, I think a lot of people already knew that was sampling Steely Dan on that record, actually. But this is the In Innocence. Sounds what?
Did we set up the I Don't Rave Anymore premiere, right?
Yeah. It's still 25 minutes.
30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. So we'll wait a little bit. So Innocence on Invasion sounds like garbage. Overcompressed, way too bright, terrible mix. And then we have Space, which is the original version of that. And it's got some horrible vocals, so it's no autotune here. So bear with me.
Waking up, I can't sleep. Get on your shoes, get on your feet. The world is dying, crying for love. It won't have to lie, what you're thinking of. Space, space is what you're thinking of. Space, yeah.
Oh shit!
That's such a better track than this.
They're two completely different tracks.
Yeah, but this
Really.
one is just garbage. And I can't believe we cleared a sample to release that garbage when we could have.
Well, technically, you cleared a sample for both of them.
Oh yeah, maybe. I think we'd have to do it again for a separate release because it's not the same track. This it's called Innocence. This one's called Space. They're going to be different lengths.
We could call it Innocent Space Remix.
On your shoes,
There's always a way.
But I really like this. Like, put on your shoes. No.
on your shoes, get on your feet.
Oh, I don't like that. Feet. That's terrible. Yeah, I should have been auto-tuning a little bit here. But
Super chat
yeah.
is saying, "I'm in love with Diamond Blush. What's your inspiration on this, and what does it mean? You plan to
Diamond.
release more new disco tracks in the future?"
We're literally listening to 300 tracks of new disco right now.
Well, that's probably why. That's probably why they're asking.
So my inspiration for Diamond Blush, you're listening to it right now. Like, we're listening to the precursor to the songs like Diamond Blush and etc. It's based on 80s. I don't mean to make the question sound like silly to me, but we're literally listening to all the stuff that led up to that. And to me, in my brain, all the stuff is the same stuff. Like, it's all the same genre. It's all the same vibe. It's 80s inspired. It's very synth driven. It's French. You call it new disco, but to me, new disco is a dumb name for a thing that's clearly French. Evolution of French touch, which is French touch is a very broad term, but it's definitely like things that are from the 70s and 80s made into something that's very modern and a little choppy and more fat sounding. And definitely the French innovated on that stuff. But yeah, that's inspiration for that is basically the reason I made all these other things, which is the French, like French touch music. Okay, Super Sheriff. Now this is important. Okay, Spirits first. Yeah, let's just listen quickly to Spirits. This is definitely like some sort of like cops leaning against the Ferrari in the sunset type beat. Plotting on how to, take down those diamond heist guys. Okay, Super Sheriff. This is
they're just plotting how to get all the cocaine. For
yeah, exactly. So the original Super Sheriff is, like I said, superior to the one that's on Protos, but this is original.
I will destroy you with all my evil.
Alright, give it a good play. Don't be skipping around.
What?
I said, give it a good play. Don't be skipping around.
Oh, you just made me skip around though. Ironic.
Flowers. Hold on there, Mr. Monster Man. Super Sheriff is in the house.
Now don't you worry, now don't you worry, now don't you worry. There's a new sheriff in town. Now don't you worry, now don't you worry, now don't you worry. There's a new sheriff in town. Now that America's in our head and the rest of the world is there. That's what the TV said. There's a new sheriff in town. There's a new sheriff in town, and he's not afraid to fight, and he's not afraid to die for what's right. Oh, he's got a shotgun, bam, he's got the bad guys on the run, oh no. He wants you alive, so he can whip you up real good. Don't be lying or stealing, understood. The sheriff did what he should. Yeah.
I understand, Super Sheriff. So you want to fight, huh? I'll fight you. With all my mighty real powers.
Yeah, who will rescue you? The money, no, the money is fucking up your mind. Never underestimate the evil in our world. It's hungers for you and for me, girl. Yeah, fuck yeah. Whoa, the Super Sheriff. Did you see the Super Sheriff? Oh wow, the Super Sheriff. There's a new sheriff in town. Summer's coming, I can feel a storm coming. Don't you worry, don't you worry. There's a new.
My wife is bullying me in the chat. We cannot
Yeah,
have
no,
this.
keep it. Keep it. This to me is one of the best features of this.
Summer's coming, I can feel a storm coming. Don't you worry, don't you worry. There's a new sheriff in town.
Are you on this time? I'll be back.
Super sheriff. There's a new sheriff in town.
I hate you, Super Sheriff.
And he's watching over you, so you can sleep at night. And he won't stop the fight until everything is right.
I love you too.
If I ever get pulled over, I'm gonna be like, look, wait, we're pro police, and I put this track on for you.
Yeah. I also have a man of the law, which is super pro police. So
When we
But this is the Protos version. This one's so much more genuine, and this one is, I don't know, it's such a different vibe just on the intro. Come on.
Oh no, I'm so scared. What are we gonna do?
I will destroy you with all my mighty evil powers. Hello there, Mr. Monster Man. Super Sheriff is in the house.
Now don't you worry. Now don't you worry. Now don't you worry.
It's just like worse in every possible way. The mix is too crisp. The vocals are terrible. It's like crushed, and this fucking 8-bit garbage coming in there.
So we can whip you.
This one's so clean, so round and nice.
Love it. I love this version because of the fucking 8-bit shit.
Nah, bro. Yeah, no, this one is, the old version is like, I was so disappointed.
Okay, Calypso says release the better version.
Yes, I will.
And then Clayton in Super Chat's asking, Savant, mate, do you know of any other artists and music you've inspired with this track? And that was like the one.
Oh,
I guess we're the Super Sheriff before, right?
Super who I inspired? Who I inspired?
Yeah.
I don't think I inspired anybody with this with this Protos stuff. I think that was a very fan thing. I don't think anybody.
Right, but it's also a very direct question. Like I don't think I recall an artist conversation, maybe a couple of times, right, where somebody would be like, "Oh my God, your track this was so awesome." But it's very rare between artists.
Yeah. Like I know for a fact that the earlier stuff I did with Vario, Overworld, Ism, and Alchemist, and to a certain degree Heart, and around that like time, I think a lot of that stuff inspired a bunch of people to do more chip tunes in their stuff. And I know a heck of a lot of Monster Cat artists that are doing that for a living, even to this day, that are living off of that sort of sound that I started doing very early on with Vario, which was a concept album, by the way, about the mashup between EDM, which to me at that time was like Swedish House Mafia, Avicii, Skrillex, and what would my twist on that be if I did my chiptune twist on that? And it became a genre. I don't know of any other people who were doing that as a genre. I know of people who did it as a gag. I know that some people made a Tetris remix, like some dubstep guys from England. I don't remember who it was. But there was definitely like people who were like doing the chiptune thing as a gag, not as a sound. And that thing kind of
I know personally that you inspired Virtual Riot, you inspired Wales, you inspired so many fucking people that I know personally, I worked with personally, so a lot of people, bro.
Yeah,
let's inspire some more people. Let's inspire some new people.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were hooked on a lot of people that I was also inspired at the time too, because there was a schism in EDM in the 2011 where there were some people who were over the top and did everything mashed together, and there were some people who chose one thing, like Eric Prydz, very like singular pulse, right? Avicii, singular pulse. Swedish House Mafia, singular pulse. Like they didn't do all these crazy things on top of each other and try to break the sound barrier. And then you had other people who were like experimenting more, going harder and crazier. Sonny, Skrillex being one of them, pioneering that sort of stuff in EDM. I think the whole like the chiptune and hyper melodic stuff I did earlier on is something that a lot of other producers were also doing a little bit later too. And guys, don't forget also that there's a bunch of these bigger cats who have reached out to me on DMs. Like the list is huge of the big names that have reached out to me privately and said like, dude, your music is awesome, super inspired. And we're talking huge, like the biggest ones, I have a list of 20 DMs from I'm not going to mention any names to embarrass anybody, because I think it's like a guilty pleasure to like Savant, because I'm a little awkward. But Josh and I know who it is. I don't want
A couple
to.
of them you said no to.
Yeah. A couple, of course, like a lot of. Yeah, oof, I don't. Let's not talk about that. I'm still fucking crying myself to sleep today. But anyway, Suppressor. That one's on YouTube. It's one of my favorite Savant, Vinter and Hollywood tracks. Can't mixing up these things. This is also one of my, like, I call it like neo-political type lyrics, where it's a very like Radioheady way of saying something like something about power structures, about like being underneath it or on top of it. I have a lot of songs with that as a thematic, where it's trying to be like the world is a shitty place and be aware of these people who are crushing it. But this is about. It's like a lot of songs about kings and like, you know what I'm saying, like power structure things.
Do you think you were made for greater things? I'm all you ever need. Do you think love when they say sin? I'm all you ever need. I help plan to kill our king. I'm all you ever need. What do you need from me to set you free? I'm all you ever need. 'Cause I'm all you ever need. 'Cause I'm all you ever need.
Somebody in the chat said, I bet Rob Swire is one of them. I'm neither gonna deny or confirm this claim that Rob either reached out to me or was a fan. But he did have a conversation with Josh in Chicago, which has changed the course of my entire existence as a producer.
Time to reach back out. Let's go.
Take care of you. We listened to that earlier. Welcome to Miami. This one will be more relevant to Savant people because it is the basis of a Savant song that probably not a lot of people know, but it will be pretty evident in a few seconds. We're gonna take. I always try to consider the type of music they like when I decide which one of your songs. What? Oh, my dyslexia is off the charts. I always try to consider the type of music they like when I decide which one of your songs to show. Oh, to new listeners, of yours, you hope someone listened to first. It all depends.
That's a good question.
It really, like, there's so many sounds. So if you have like a very like nerdy techie person, I would, or that sound likes like glitchy weird shit, like Aphex Twin and stuff like that, I would show them an album called Ma Machine that I made. If you're looking for somebody who likes more rock and pop, I would show them Protos. If you want to show somebody something hard, and I don't really know if I guess no, what, I don't know if I have something that's like hard all the way, like bone hard. I get Zion.
There's always a lot of variation. Invasion goes pretty hard.
Yeah, it goes pretty hard, but it's also very
Invasion's
cheesy.
just bangers.
Yeah, but it's very cheesy. So if you're like, that's the whole shtick. Like, a lot of people will will get turned off by the amount of cheese that's on this burger. So, but yeah, it's a really good question. I don't really. It's probably good for other people to.
Yo, some of us out here love quesadillas, bro. That's like all cheese.
Gonna be gassy when we go to sleep tonight. Okay. Anyway, we're almost time for premiere. Last song before we go. Okay.
Miami.
Oh, did we really get through Vinter in Hollywood today? We did.
No, we didn't.
No.
There's a I guess actually we did.
There's gonna be a part. There's gonna be a part 2.
No, actually, I think we actually went through all of it. Yeah. All of these stuff are the same tracks. Okay, so premiere in 10 minutes. But anybody can guess which track this is? It's very inspired by a guy called Jan Hammer, which made the Crockett theme for Miami Vice, or Miami Vice music in general. But he made the na 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 la da 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 na 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 na. Bum 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 bum. La da da da. Do you remember that one? Fucking classic 80s fucking cheese. This is where it's inspired by that.
Yo, Bart just super chatted. They need this track. I agree.
Yeah, I need this
So
track.
clean.
Yeah,
It's
right.
so clean.
It's so clean. It's so clean. Yeah. So I think we're done with. Oh, there's this one. This one's a big one. This one is a huge Vinter in Hollywood track. Let's just really quickly get through them.
It's alright. I like it just the way it is. It's alright. It's alright. I like it just the way it is. It's alright.
That is, to me, that's a hit. If it ever was put out properly.
Remix.
Bra, 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 bra.
Hey, don't forget to put the links.
I will. Okay, so okay, last one before we go. Thriller, Michael Jackson Thriller, Vinter in Hollywood remix.
Get out. We're going out with a copyright strike. Let's go.
So everybody can go join the premiere. Everybody can go join the new song on my premiere on YouTube. It's releasing in 6 minutes. 5, okay. Okay. So, anybody has some last words for the stream? We can wrap it up before we head over to the premiere. Thank you so much for decades of pure magic. You're the best. Stoked for the new single. Thank you so much, Justin. Appreciate that.
Remember to share the single, fam.
Yeah.
Anybody that's got ears.
Yeah.
I love you too, Bark. Thank you guys.
We also have something interesting. I also made and you know it's
I made a bunch of merch.
Yeah, so we made a bunch of merch specifically for this single. So let me just pop in the. Oh, I gotta make the Bandcamp link live too. Damn, there's a lot of stuff to do suddenly.
Yeah, we got an amazing super chat from Matt LaFerriere. Heart was the first song that introduced me to your music in 2012.
Awesome.
I'm a diehard fan of yours since.
Awesome.
Thank you for being an inspiration to me. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. We have yeah, so the new song is called I Don't Rave Anymore, and it's a very heartfelt song about me quitting EDM back in 2016, 17, 18. Very tough time for me. When it's a very, like, I don't know, allegorical song for people who have grown up or gotten a family, or, you know, sad that they can't go partying anymore because they're stuck in a daily whatever. But here's some merch. They're pretty fun to wear if you're walking around on the street, and people are gonna ask you, "What the fuck, you don't rave anymore?" And that's pretty strange statement to make. But this song means a lot to Savant. It's a Vex song, by the way, too. So
Yes.
it was supposed to be on Vex. So this is there's a lot of Vex songs on these.
Yo, Vex is the new Vinter in Hollywood. It's just gonna creep up in increments.
Yeah, so there's but there's a lot on Hex specifically. There's like 3 or 4 Vex songs already, and this is one of them. So yeah, come over to the premiere on the YouTube video and share.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Yep. And also put the I Don't Rave Anymore on Bandcamp, so you guys can Listen to Love was also part of X, but not that version though. But you guys can check out the Bandcamp version if you want the MP3 or WAV file. You can get some merch from the I Don't Rave Anymore stuff. It'll help support me and Josh doing our good work of the Lord. And the YouTube song, we'll put the Spotify link and stuff in there once it goes live. So that was Vinter in Hollywood. Fucking
let's go. Good job, dude.
Oh my god, we got through it. There's probably 1 or 2 we missed, but holy shit, that was a lot.
We'll probably run into Vinter in Hollywood as we go through the other albums.
Yeah, sure. But then on the next stream, we're gonna go through other things. Though we're done with Vinter in Hollywood, you can delete all of that junk. All of that shit. Delete, and then we're gonna go through some of the data crash stuff maybe, and some stuff right before the first Savant release, and then we're gonna start talking about Savant demos and Savant releases. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week, next Thursday. And thank you so much for the super chats, everybody. Awesome sauce.
All right.
See
you next week.
Yeah, next week. See ya.
Let's go.
Yo. And